sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Pat and Tom. We work right down the hall at KNCI, the country station. And right now you're listening to Carmichael Dave.
And we want to encourage you to keep listening to Carmichael Dave.
Yeah, he's got 2 kids he's trying to put through college. He's got a Tesla payment for crying out loud. He needs your help.
He's got that giant weird forehead, too, which makes social interaction difficult.
Sure, Dave has some issues, but he's a good guy overall.
Yeah, plus Jason Ross. I mean, come on. Everybody likes Jason.
And everybody likes Dave?
Everybody loves Jason.
So keep listening to this show.
We're just going to play Morgan Wallen in 10 minutes anyway.
And Jelly Roll.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown.
that's well played.
Oh, that was acceptable?
I'm fine with that.
That's a respectable job.
Yeah.
Were you aware? Everyone's in on it, but Dave. It's funny. I after the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I love that, buddy.
It's new.
It is new.
Yeah.
It's bright. It's popping. I had a long conversation with our power that be yesterday about the fit I was throwing yesterday and the issue I had with the lead in. What it basically comes down to, he actually made a couple of points that I was okay with.
Upstairs or downstairs power?
Upstairs. I went upstairs. I felt like going downstairs would be kind of end around. I wanted to go right to the source. And just what it comes down to is I think we're getting more out of those from 50,000 feet than they are. And like, I shouldn't like it. It's okay for me not to like it, but it's actually, there's a strategy where it's better for all concerned. It's just annoying. I like that one. Play that one every day.
What's there?
There's a kernel of truth to that. I do have a huge forehead. Everybody loves you. How are you?
Good.
How was your day yesterday?
Good. Got a good nap in yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. I don't always nap, but one where I was asleep, actually didn't go to the bedroom, just went to the couch and just kind of went and then like woke myself up. Like, was I snoring? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Back.
Isn't that the weirdest thing where like you wake yourself up snoring? You're not sure if anyone else heard it.
Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, that's true. I'm like, okay. All right.
Well, we both had couch naps yesterday.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that you try to hide it when there's no point in
100%.
Well, because I don't know. Like, I think it woke me up. Was it loud or is this like an earthquake sound? Like, did I wake up the city? Or
right.
Did anybody hear it? And she's looking at me like, no, that was you. I'm like, all right, that was pretty loud then, I guess.
Yeah, because when you wake up, you can feel the snore.
Yeah,
which is
and maybe it could have been like that, or was it like shaking the walls? And so,
remember when they had that on towels? Feel the snore.
Yes,
that was a big thing.
Yeah, here we snore.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it was good quality. I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour is a good nap for you.
I'm
I'm
take
asking.
It.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you go for a?
I try to go for an hour to 2 hours if I can, but it also varies on the day. Like Monday naps are usually my longest because you're reacclimating.
Yeah.
And I've had a little bit of reacclimation anyways. And then as the week goes on, I'm good.
Yeah. I may not nap again this week. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's rare. I don't know. I I used to not nap at all.
Yeah.
And then now I've had a few more lately, but I knew I had a late night with the game.
Sure.
So I was like, I'm a little sleepy.
Never gonna nap again. Guilty feet got no rhythm.
Yes.
Yeah. My nap got me in trouble though, because I had a 3:30 Zoom interview with our new friend of the show, soon to be Brody Brazil of the Bay Area.
Oh yeah.
I love him. I'm such a huge fan of his. And a lot of it, well, first off, he's very talented.
Yeah.
Secondly,
you're obsessed with his
I'm
equipment.
obsessed with this. Yes. I am obsessed with this. It's like if I don't know, if you're like a car aficionado and go to a buddy's house or some, your buddy's buddy, and you're in their garage and they've got like all these, I don't understand cars, but these amazing cars.
How long did you talk to him about the setup before the actual interview?
So funny you asked that.
Or was it after?
Well, the interview is at 3:30. I woke up about 3, and I have this setup in our home office where,
we've seen you on the.
Yeah. I do a lot of stuff at home. And so, I turn on my board and the computer and all. It usually takes me 3 minutes to get ready. Right. So I'm in there, I'm setting everything up, and I realize, oh God, something's seriously wrong here. I didn't do this. Wait, why is this? Oh my God. So now it's like 3:25, and I'm trying to do this. Is the first time I've spoken to Brody in air quotes person, and 3:30 comes in. I can't get anything to work. I'll cut to the chase. While I was gone, my spawn had a meeting with her band friends and decided to use Daddy's setup on her computer. And then she thought she'd fixed it, but she didn't. And so I had to undo anyways, the conversation happened on the phone briefly. We postponed to today because I didn't want to, I don't want to have this half-ass setup. I'm already going to look stupid. Okay, I'm already going to look stupid first and foremost, just as a general rule. Secondly, compared to Brody's setup. Right. And then thirdly, I just wanted to be half-ass professional and be ready for it. So I had to undo everything, redo it, and then set up. It was too late to do it with anyone, so I had to set up my own Zoom meeting on my phone so I could make sure I could hear stuff. Mm-hmm. And then, yes, I can promise you, I'm sure our conversation will have a lot to do with the A's and all that stuff. But there's going to be, I'm taking at least 5 minutes of this interview just to obsess on his setup, because it's
maybe before the interview.
No, during the interview. I'm hijacking the interview, and I'm going to slobber all over his setup, and because it's maybe the best. I don't even know if you want to call it a podcast, but I think it's important. Like, we're on YouTube, and we got there, and it's good that we got there, and I'm happy that we got there. But let's be honest, the visuals could be a little better. And I'm not just talking about the way you and I look. I'm talking about the stuff that drives me crazy. Like we're looking at it right now. Your camera's kind of off, mine's centered. What is this background here? It's got potential, but here's the computer, and we have random stuff. You and I should both have the exact same background. Yeah, exactly. You should have the camera centered right in you so you can talk right in the, there's little stuff like that. And then I'm watching, and this is in no way a shot or any disrespect, but I'm watching Kyle and Whitey Gleason yesterday afternoon. I'm watching their stream at the arena. And I understand that they have certain limitations, of course, but Kyle's angle is from the bottom of the desk straight up, it's bottom to top. It's the worst possible angle you could have. And then Whitey's is and it's not their fault at all. It's just in a perfect world, and there's only so much you can do at the arena, but we have that opportunity. Yeah. It would be cool to spend a little bit of money that we don't have to at least elevate the cameras so they're centered on just little stuff like that.
Agreed.
You look man, I'm out of cash.
You look at and then you look at a guy like Brody's setup, and granted, it's his own studio and blah blah at home. I assume it's at home, but there's a little potted plant. The lighting's perfect and the sound is compressed beautifully. It's very nerdy. It's if Jay Mars were still here, it's how he is about his records.
Yeah.
Chris, are you nerdy about it? I know the answer to that, but is there anything, what I'm talking about? Is there anything like that applies to you that you get geeked over and you're super nerd out?
Technologically?
I guess, unless no. All right, well, thanks for that. Jason? You? You geek out on, you're
it's got to be done this way, or
I could talk about this all day, or oh my God, look at that. That's an amazing setup. It could be a backyard, it could be a barbecue setup, it could be radio stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if it's quite the same parallel. I kind of geek out over play-by-play.
That's I think
people and their craft, or listen to what they do, and
you and I
know why they said that, or sometimes I'll say that to my wife, during the game, and go, they did this or they don't know that. And then she's like, what? Like,
Uh-huh.
never mind.
Or yeah, or like, hey, somebody just told him that in his IFB.
The weird thing, like this is just, do you notice that working in radio, you can hear like edits and things that other people don't hear?
30,000%.
And then it bothers you. It's like, why are they pretending that they're still doing this? And people are like, what are you talking about?
Well, that's the thing. And then you point it out to wife, friends, whoever aren't in the business. You're like, oh my God, did you see it? And I'll like rewind it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is terrible.
They're like, wait, okay, I didn't.
Yeah.
Weird. And they just look at you like you're just absolutely.
It's one of the things of like, am I working too hard?
Right. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think that applies to anyone and any. You could be an accountant, you're reading some tax code, and you're like, hey,
that's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
Yeah.
Everybody geeks out.
You should have hid this.
Exactly. So, yes, I'm geeked out over a visit. I'm
attempting to dazzle Dave.
And then I told, in fact, on our phone call yesterday, I said, hey, look, but you got to return I don't know, you call it a favor. I'm not doing him a favor, but you got to return he's got to come on. I mean, we have Casey Pratt, who we love out at ABC7.
Yeah, well, Brody's dialed into this stuff
Brody,
big time.
I think they're the two most dialed in personalities on the whole thing. So as we head towards summer, I'm getting the increasing feeling that it's going to be a little bit, not exactly the same, but a little bit like it was 10, 12 years ago, where one of the more exciting things we're going to cover this summer has nothing to do with actual baseball, but it will be the ongoing saga of the A's. And I'm already kind of thinking about ways we can, harness that content, because I think I wish I was wrong, but I think the off-field exploits of the A's are going to be far more interesting than the on-field.
Oh, likely. And then especially whether or not, if it does happen, if Sacramento's involved, it changes the game too for everybody locally.
I'm increasingly of the idea that, this is me just, I want to be really clear. This is not sourced. I've not heard this from anyone. I'm increasingly starting to think that we might be a leverage play. I don't know that they're serious. I really don't.
Well, I think to be a leverage play, they would have to have an idea of what they're going to do.
I think they want to ultimately I don't think they want to extend their stadium lease in Oakland. I don't think that's it. I think they're trying. I think in the end, if I'm right, we're going to see some deal cut in Nevada, some sort of subsidies going to improving a park. I think Sacramento, and perhaps it could be as simple as Sacramento's being used to leverage Salt Lake City and get a better deal there. Because I know Salt Lake, 1,000,000,000% wants this to happen. There's no public blowback whatsoever. They don't have the same issues because they're not incestuous like we are with A's fans here locally. They don't have that issue in Utah. It could be as simple as Sacramento's a leverage play for Salt Lake, or they're both leverage plays for something else. But I keep going back to the names on the scoreboard. That doesn't happen unless you want this public. That wasn't like River Cats people on their own accord being like, hey, let's put John Fisher's name up on. No, the way these things work, you have to know that's okay. You have to know they're okay with that. And if that's the case, that could just be as simple as, no, we're okay with this being public. But the fact that they're that okay with it being public tells me they want the discourse, and there's some other underlying play here business.
I could agree with that, but this would be like the first time during that saga that they've done something like that. Because
you're right.
You could say they leveraged the A's offer to get a better deal in Vegas, but they don't really have anything in Vegas.
No, they don't. And that's the other scary thing is they legit, what I see yesterday, the Tropicana is still taking, they're still taking and fulfilling $500 a night stays
through the entire year.
Right. Exactly. You can't follow normal directions with these guys because, quite frankly, I'm not convinced they have any idea how to cut a deal or close a deal. And I think that's kind of where it's at, which is, again, I'll say this, why? Call me stupid. No big deal. Wouldn't be the first time. I'm not entirely convinced Oakland's off the table. I'm not entirely convinced that in the end, if they're blocked enough, that there may not be some sort of, Oakland, all of a sudden there's a secret meeting and they might be back in play if this Vegas thing, but. And now you leverage them against each other. Anyways, that's all fun and games. We're late for a break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, the Sacramento Kings won a basketball game at home, and it wasn't that scary.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with my hands. So I did jazz claps.
Celebrate.
Yay. Thumbs up. We had a lot of scoring last night in the NBA. And interesting that we had a lot of scoring yesterday of all days. And then we'll update you from what we know, at least, on Debo Samuel. We've got all kinds of stuff going on, including Nick Johnson, future Sacramento Sports Hall of Famer.
That's cool.
He's going to join us. Sean Salsbury will join us at 8:13. Nick, just before that at 8 a.m. We got a big, fat, hairy show for you. Sit back. Relax. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Chris. We'll lead it off in Dallas.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration, February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Win column. They do it tonight, beating Atlanta 122-107 to post their 24th victory of the season, improving the home court record now to 14-8. And that will set the tone for Sacramento, who will now leave on their longest road trip of the year.
Win column. Well, a little late on the highlight, but we got the gist there. Thank you, G-Man, Gary Gerald, for... By the way, I don't think I mentioned this yet. Comstock magazine with a really nice article on Gary Gerald. What are you smiling about?
Nothing. I'll tell you later.
Okay, really nice article. I think Chris is smiling because we all smile when we think of Gary Gerald.
Absolutely.
Really nice article on G-Man and his life and his legacy, and always good to see him get the press he deserves. The Kings snap their season high 4-game losing streak. They beat the Atlanta Hawks, who, now basically we kind of own the Atlanta Hawks.
Like, little sweeperoo.
Like, when do we ever lose to them?
In the game when you're, every time the Kings play, we're like, can this be a Walodi?
Right.
And as, they were up comfortably, it got to 7.
Uh-huh.
And the Hawks were shooting still like 30-something%. I'm like, up 24 at home. Now Trae Young.
Yeah,
we could get there
if they came back. You mean?
Yeah, this could be it. And you're like, oh my god! But yeah, 7 was the closest. Then I think it was like a 10-0 run, 11-2 or something like that, back to 18 or 19. It's like, all right, they got it.
What I love about this time of year is that it is 100% showcase season. Do not think it's a coincidence that DeJounte Murray and Harrison Barnes combined for 67 points last night. Murray's actually had a really good week and a half, couple of game winners.
Well, he had to do what he had to do.
He did. And I will continue to say, it sounds like he may be going to the Lakers, of course. But that's an upgrade at the 2. If it was out there, I would absolutely go for. Either way, Harrison Barnes shows up. What do you have, 19 in the first half?
Something like that.
Yeah. More scoring last night for Harrison Barnes than his previous 4 games combined, and I believe sets his new season high. Opening night was 31, I think.
No, 33 or 36.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I thought it was. I'm thinking of Kevin Hurley.
Yeah.
But a good game for Harrison Barnes. I'm happy for him. Whether this is, goodbye, here's what I can do, or not, which is just as likely. We've seen this before. Rough night for De'Aaron Fox. 5 of 16, 12 points. In fact, Jason, I think if you'd have told me that Sabonis and Fox would combine for 26 points, I just said, uh-oh.
Yeah, and they didn't get till 10 until late for both of them.
That's
and
right.
I thought, I don't know this for sure, but I'd be willing to bet there hasn't been a single game that they've played together where they haven't had double figures.
De'Aaron Fox has averaged 31, 30, 29.3, and as we're getting towards the end of January, is averaging 21.7 points. Please keep in mind there's a 30, a 32, and a 33-point performance in there, and he's still averaging just under 22 points. We'll talk about this a little bit later. Jason Anderson of the Bee and Sean Cunningham of
mainly Sean.
Yeah, mainly Sean. Had an opportunity to speak to De'Aaron before the game. And you want to be careful here because what you don't want to do is assume. You don't want to put words in a player's mouth. You don't want to guess his emotions or meanings on things. But I will just say this. As somebody, just my opinion, as somebody who has covered and watched De'Aaron since he came in the league and has gotten used to certain mannerisms and ways, it really seems like something is wrong. I don't know if I have no idea. It could be physical. It could be he's mad about something that happened. Maybe he's just mad at the losing. I don't know. But the fact that he didn't talk to the media, I didn't even realize it was this long, for 16 days, and that kind of broke his silence yesterday. We'll have the audio for you, and then we'll fill in the body language as best we can. But I think it's worth a conversation. That's your alpha and omega. I mean, Sabonis is a guy too, but De'Aaron's ahead of the snake. And if De'Aaron ain't right, the Kings ain't right. So we need to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, I know Mike Brown, and we've got some of that audio too, talked about how where De'Aaron was earlier in the season was playing at an elite level. So he set a bar that right now he's not at.
Right.
And that's, I don't want to say it's De'Aaron's fault. It just, he's shown us, like, look, you can be in the MVP conversation.
Yeah.
The way he's played the last 3 weeks is not that.
And I just want to stress, and I'll stress this again when we talk about it, because if you're a 4-hour listener, I'm sorry, it's repetitive, but keep in mind our audience turns over all the time. I will stress every time we talk about this. It could be a family issue. It could be he's hiding an injury. It could be like horrible things that would make you feel terrible for criticizing him. So you really have to tread lightly and not speculate. Not even though I just kind of speculated, but I'm gonna refrain from any criticisms. It's just I wonder what's going on. I hope everything's okay.
And let people hear it.
And exactly. All right, cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
It wasn't broken, so that was a real good sign. But still hurting too much for us to really have an idea how it's going to heal up this week. So we just got to be patient, see how he feels on Wednesday, and based off if it's improving, it'll give us a better idea whether he has a chance for the game or not.
Because he is such a unique player, do you kind of put together an idea of not necessarily a completely different game plan, but certain plays that would involve him that you may not be able to run Sunday?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if we know he's not available, which I think hopefully we would know that by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at least in those 3 days, then it makes it easier, at least from a game plan standpoint. You don't have to do much, but if there's any chance, which I think we'll have a better idea by Wednesday, obviously there'll be things in there for him.
Okay. They're a different team without Debo Samuel. In fact, somebody asked me yesterday, if you knew Debo Samuel wasn't playing, should the 49ers be an underdog? I don't know that I'd say an underdog, but honest to God, if I'm a Vegas bookmaker and I'm just trying to nail the line, I'm putting it like 1.5.
Yeah, changes without him.
Big time changes.
Yeah.
They have yet to, bottom line is this, they have yet to show they can win without Debo Samuel. Now, they also missed Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Chris McCaffrey was banged up. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Well, Saturday they did.
Saturday, yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't want to go through that again, though.
Yeah.
I want a 44-3 win.
Yeah.
I don't want any of this come from behind crap. I want a 44. I want them to win 44-3, and I want whoever is. I want the AFC Championship game. Part of me. I want that to be Well, part of me wants it to be like 44-3 too, so it could just be the two Titans going at it. But then the other part of me wants that AFC Championship game to be like triple overtime.
You'd rather play the Titans.
I would much rather play the Titans, who factor into our NFL talk today, as they may have themselves a brand new head coach. All right, cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
David Robinson with games like that. Embiid with the ball after a steal. Joel drives it down the lane. Left-hand layup. It's up and good. 70 points for Embiid. 133 to 118.
Yeah. 70 for Embiid. 60-something?
2.
Thank you.
In a bad. They had a Willoty.
Yeah. And Charlotte Willoty.
Yeah.
That's 2 Willoty. Charlotte's responsible.
Charlotte's 10th win.
Yeah. They might lead the league in Willoty percentage, though. Yeah. Cat 62, Embiid 70. Well, we have comments from the Minnesota head coach on that game.
Yeah. At one point, Cat had 55.
Uh-huh.
Anthony Edwards, who I think is their best player, had 0. Yeah. I'm like, this doesn't seem right to me.
I want to say I took a screenshot of it. Yeah.
And I think he was 0 for 1.
Just after the half. Karl Anthony Towns, who had 44 at the half, he had 46. This is like 11 and a half left in the third. McDaniels had 7. Gobert had 6. Alexander Walker had 5. Anthony Edwards was 0 of 1. Like, the starters had 18 points. Cat had 46. I get it. I get it. You know what? They screwed around and found out.
Yep.
Is what they did. We will take a break. When we come back, Kings win. Kings win. Kings win. And we've got the audio and a little bit of post-game reaction for you. All coming up on, guess what? Your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
The 49ers earned the NFC's top seed.
On the first play of the game, CMC Dynamite!
Join all of our shows. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Styles, and Watkins. And the Drive Guys as they follow their quest for a 6th Super Bowl title.
Pressured right away by Young and sacked by Eric Armstead.
Sactown Sports is your home for San Francisco 49ers football.
San Francisco!
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the National Railroad Passenger Corporation.
I'm Eileen Javor in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Starting out with patchy areas of fog and some low clouds this morning, but it should give way to more sunshine going into the afternoon with partly cloudy skies. Will be in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Places across the U.S. On Amtrak, it isn't just about the destination, it's about the journey. Without any busy airports or cramped car rides, with no middle seats, extra legroom, and first-class private rooms. New adventures are just an Amtrak away. Book now at Amtrak.com. Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at CapTrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big ol' nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. 2-day GA tickets are on sale now starting at $85, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Oak Ridge Winery.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense, can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Here is Kevin Herter with his first three-point launch. He scores the triple. Kings on top by 3 at 10-7. Dribble handoff to Herter. Drives it, leaves his feet, kicks it out to Barnes, steps into the triple, in, out, and in. 8 points in the opening quarter for Harrison Barnes, and that's significant because in the last 6 games, Harrison has averaged 5 and a fraction points. Here's a drive by Barnes, pull up, 2-pointer, score another one for Harrison Barnes. 17 first half points for Harrison Barnes. We hit the 5-minute mark in this second quarter. Harrison's on the right angle, down to 3, down to 2, drives on bogey, pulls up baseline, hits the floater, 0.3 of a second to go. 19 first half points for Harrison Barnes. And on the inbound pass, the horn sounds. Sacramento has held their opponent to 40 points. Fox straight away has picked up the dribble against DeJounte Murray, feeds it past to Malik Monk, pounded by Bogdanovich, enters to Sabonis with room to work in the low post. Rolls to his left, pocket pass goes inside to Barnes, got post position, up fake once against Siddiq Bey. He lures him into the foul and he scores. And how about 28 game-high points for Harrison Barnes? To Sabonis inside, rolls to his left, sweeping hook. He's got it. That was a long-range sweeping hook for Domantas Sabonis. That was out there 10 to 12 feet from the iron. Sabonis has 8 in the quarter, 12 in the game. Transition 3. DeJounte Murray knocks down another triple. It's 114-107. A minute 14 to go. And Murray now has 35 points. Here's Fox breaking down the defense. Runs right to the rim. He's fouled in this time. It wandered the iron, but it did fall in. And Fox gets an and one. That puts him in double figures. He becomes the 6th King to score at least 10 points in this game. So after losing 4 straight for the first time since the start of last season, the Kings are back in the win column. They do it tonight, beating Atlanta 122-107 to post their 24th victory of the season, improving the home court record now to 14-8. And that will set the tone for Sacramento, who will now leave on their longest road trip of the year.
That ended on a sad note. Longest road trip of the year.
Starting tomorrow or Thursday.
Do you think the audience on YouTube was able to follow along more because of our visual aids?
Possibly. I don't know.
Except for the time when I had one.
Maybe.
Also, thanks to Brock Purdy for standing in as one of the Atlanta defenders.
Oh, is that who he was?
That's what I was
Why
doing.
is his face all dented?
Because Dave punched him. Remember last week you punched him?
I thought I was punching him lower. Is that for me?
Yeah.
Why is at first I thought you said why is his face al dente? I'm like, why do you? That's weird. Honestly, what I did was I was trying to wake him up.
Every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
See,
so you had an impact.
I had an impact.
Yeah, every single thing.
Maybe that's why he struggled.
Could be.
Maybe that's why he struggled. Kings win.
You both take credit and blame.
You know what? It's a win. I'll take credit for that.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll take credit for last night's win. I'll take credit for all the wins. I will blame the losses on Chris. Either way, Kings win. Kings win. The Kings win. On a night where, let's be honest, let's not forget, they pick up a game on the first place Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, they did.
How about that?
That much closer.
That much closer. Just a standings check here.
They moved up a spot.
They did move up a spot. They are now the 7 seed. They are just a half game out of the 5 seed.
Yeah. The problem is the top 4, right? Obviously, the Kings want to get in the top 6 to avoid the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, though, your top 4 to have a home court in that first round, but that first 4 is separating themselves a bit.
They really are. The Timberwolves are in first. The Thunder Nuggets are each half game back. And then, as a matter of fact, the Thunder and Timberwolves, as Grant would always say, they're tied in the loss column.
Yeah.
Not time to watch that, but tied in the loss column. Then you got the Nuggets and Clippers, a half game back. And then the Clippers, again, 2 games back, though they are just 1 game back in the loss column.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Suns, the Pelicans, and the Kings. It's about time for the Pelicans to melt down, isn't it?
Them and, the Suns right now are in the hottest groove, right? Have they won 6 in a row? Nearly lost last night. Obviously, the Kings could have beat them in that stretch, should have beat them in that stretch, but long way to go. But it's now I feel like we watch every night. I mean, I have been for a while, but it's like, oh, that team lost. That helped. Oh, man, that was a good win for that team, those kind of things.
Do you, off the top of your head, because I would not have gotten this, do you know what is the longest active winning streak in the NBA?
It's not Phoenix?
It's not?
That
surprised me.
Well, it's someone in the oh yeah, I do know. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cleveland Cavaliers have won 8 in a row.
Yeah, Kings play them on this. I think the final game of the road trip, going for the sweep of Cleveland.
And I'm fine with that.
And they've been without Mobley here for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the streak, I think, even without Mitchell.
Is Mobley the problem in Cleveland?
Clearly,
I don't know. It was a good win last night. Look, let's be honest. Atlanta ain't great. They're 18-25. This is a game you should win. But I don't know, Jason. It's going to take a while for me to be back in the should win category.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I don't expect the Kings to should win any game. Everything's on the table because we've had some wonderful wins this year over the Minnesotas and Oklahoma Cities of the world. And then we've had these, as we've talked about ad nauseum, these terrible, terrible losses. Now you get ready to go out on the road, as you mentioned, the longest road trip of the season. And as a matter of fact, we'll talk about this later, this is just a hell of a stretch for the Kings. They just wrapped up a 5-game road trip, of which some of that was, it was East Coast, Midwest, work their way back. They come home for 2. Now they go out for 7, although one of them we pointed out, that's Thursday at Golden State, which is great because we haven't played them in 20 minutes. So another game in Golden State. That's on TNT, by the way.
Yeah, final time with them.
Then you have the 6 games after that. So you're going to leave, I would imagine, I think you're going to leave.
They're
going to leave straight from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Off to Dallas. You got Memphis, Miami, Indy, Chicago, Cleveland. Then you come back home for the weirdest 2 home game stretch in the league. I can promise you that. You have the worst team in the league, followed by the defending world champions, Detroit, and then Denver. And then you go back out on the road again for 3, home for 1, on the road for 1, home for 1, on the road for 2, home for 1, on the road for 1, and then you finally get yourself a 6-game homestand.
Yeah. The other benchmarks in there that Detroit game. So that's the first game home after that 7-game road
February
trip.
7th.
It's the day before the deadline, or 2 days before. So I think it's the final game played, I should say,
before the deadline.
Before the deadline. So you've got that. And then I think that after that is the 3-game road trip. Then it's the All-Star break. So, I mean, there's some things here, some benchmarks that are coming up that, kind of define a season too, like the halfway point, the trade deadline, the All-Star game, and then it's the sprint to the finish.
I mean, the good news is you got that 7-game homestand starting March 7th. And that's a homestand with the exception of a couple teams in there, like the Bucks. Like, that's a homestand they could get really healthy on there. Again, it's the Kings. You don't know. You have a home and home back-to-back. Well, and by back, this is maybe the weirdest schedule quirk of the year, Jason. They play March 25th. They host the Sixers. Then the next night, they play Dallas, Tuesday. And then they play Dallas again at home on Friday. Right. They play the Sixers Monday, March 25th, Dallas Tuesday, March 26th, and then Dallas Friday, March 29th.
I wonder if Dallas plays the Warriors or the Lakers or Clippers or something in between.
There's got to be something in there. You know what? That's a great point.
Because a lot of times people, if you play a team twice in 3 days or back-to-back, they stay there, but that's an extra day off in between. Wonder if Dallas does something.
Nope.
Dallas is here that whole time.
They're going to get in. They play. So they are on the second game of a back-to-back. They play Utah on Monday in Utah. Then they're going to fly in Monday night. Then they've got Sacramento on Tuesday. And then they're here Wednesday, Thursday. They get 2 full days in Sacramento.
That's when we'll have Luka and Kyrie and Cuban and Rashawn Holmes all in studio.
All in studio.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have Rashawn in studio.
Would the floor be able to handle it?
By the way, not for nothing as we break. Anybody see old Luka get crossed up last night?
I felt it.
Oh my God! Did you feel it when he landed?
Whoa!
That was on the seismic meter. That's a fat joke. We'll take a break when we come back. Let's go around the NBA. There's a lot of scoring last night, and on a very, very special day. We'll explain next.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Discover Roseville's hidden gem. Timbers at the Lodge, nestled in the Timber Creek Golf Course. Savor a culinary journey where every bite tells a story. We serve breakfast 7 days a week with happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m., where you can relax on the outdoor patio next to our newly renovated and expanded putting green. Thursdays always feature our $28 prime rib dinner. Reservations encouraged. Learn more at timbersatTheLodge.com. We look forward to welcoming you to Timbers at the Lodge, where exceptional food meets great times.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento. Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Right now, American Energy offering $0 HVAC diagnostics. That's normally $99 for nothing. Let the American Energy team test your system, connections, and all the moving parts of your system to ensure it's functioning properly. Let me say that again. $0 to get your HVAC Diagnostic-ted. That's not even a word. That's normally $100. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. That's what American Energy does. That's what they've done since 1981. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since then. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Do it before January 31st or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Tobias with that basket a moment ago, now 10. Here's Embiid against Wembanyama. 15-footer straight away, up and good. Embiid now 13 field goals on 23 tries. Half-court Philadelphia in blue, their City Edition uniforms. They go into Embiid. Embiid against Wembanyama. Banks it up and good. Embiid got a deep seal in the lane, shot it on Wembanyama. Embiid with 40. Embiid and David Robinson with games like that. Embiid with the ball after a steal. Joel drives it down the lane. Left-hand layup. It's up and good. 70 points for Embiid.
That will bring it up into the front court. Just looking to drive on P.J. Washington. Spins. Goes up. Jump ball. Counted for 2 more. He's up to 34 first-half points. Cat has been special here in the... Looking left. Here's Cat. Turns. Fires. Deep 3 on the way. He got it again. It's a 30-footer for Cat. He has 41 here in the first half. A new career high. Baseline. Towns. Jump hook. Got it for 60. He ties his own career high and franchise record. Towns rumbles down the lane to the cup. He got an easy bucket there. It's been a struggle here in the fourth as he had missed 5 of 6 shots. But now he's hit, and he's up to 62.
Into the corner, Brandon Miller. Miller, 3 on the shot clock, has to hoist from the elbow. It is good! Brandon Miller, 11 for 12, a new career high for field goals in a game by the rookie. And the Hornets are up 5 now. Towns, logo 3 for the tie. No! And the Hornets have won it on the road at the Target Center. LaMelo is 5-1 against Anthony Edwards. And despite a career-high 62 from Karl Anthony Towns, it's the Queen City wearing the crown tonight. 128-125. Charlotte with the victory.
So Karl Anthony Towns with a huge night in a loss. And Joel Embiid, you think maybe part of what he was doing, there's a little hey there, Wemby.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet, pal.
Yeah, and Victor had like 33 and 7. He had a really good game, but no one's going to talk about that.
Dropped 70 on his dome.
Yeah.
Made him look like Marvin Bagley in that one picture.
And they did it they do it differently, obviously, but Towns hit 10 threes.
Yeah.
Joel hit 1. But Joel has like 21 of 24 from the line.
Right, of course.
I mean, he gets a lot of, 24 free throw attempts.
Like Joel Embiid is better at free throws all the way around than the entire Kings.
Yeah, though they had a good night last night.
They did have a good night. So great night for Cat. Bad night for the Wolves.
Great half for Cat.
Right. Yes. And what did he have? I think like 9 in the third and then 4 in the fourth on a really bad field goal.
And he was forcing shots.
Very much so. And his teammates were facilitating and forcing shots. And I think Chris Finch, the head coach of the Timberwolves, noticed that. And he had comments after the game.
It was an absolute disgusting performance of defense and immature basketball all the way through the game. So it really didn't slip away. It had been there from the jump. So this is what happens when you have this type of approach.
What do you think you meant by immature basketball?
Not playing the right way, playing together. It felt like a night where Karl Anthony Towns obviously was having a big game, and they just kept feeding to that. And it's like, hey, if that's being taken away from you, they got other players. They had built the 1 seed for a reason. So, Cat's good, but Edwards is too, and Gobert and other guys can contribute to their success, and they got away from that.
Meanwhile, poor Kevin Durant. or Kevin Durant. He was just, he just had his little game, and, his team beat the Bulls at home by 2.
Yeah.
Hit
the game winner.
Hit the game winner. He had 43 points. It's like
43.
43, whatever. What I thought was kind of cool, and this is, I don't know, probably, I'm sure, a coincidence, but the anniversary of Kobe Bryant's 81 against the Raptors and Jalen Rose, which spawned maybe one of the greatest commercials of all time between Kobe Bryant and Jalen Rose. And what did he say? I'll take 81 olives.
Yeah.
Interesting night. Joel Embiid, of course, anytime anything happens in Philly, you think of Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt, of course, had 100 points. Will we ever see 100 points?
It doesn't seem like it because, 81 was incredible by Kobe. 70 is great. He's 30 away. He's 30. Not that close.
No.
And he had a monster game. There's a couple things. Look, scoring's up, pace is up, all that helps. And 3-pointers are being taken. You kind of need the combination of, because Embiid can hit threes. So you need someone that can hit threes and get a bunch of free throws too, I think. And then obviously just have a night. The game has to be closer. I think you need to be in a game that, hey, the other team's sticking with you. And that even Kobe's 81, you're still 19 away. And it's incredible, historic, but I don't think so.
It's funny because it's almost impossible. It was March 2nd, 1962, Philadelphia Warriors versus the New York Knicks. And Wilt Chamberlain had exactly 100 points on 63 field goal attempts. He was 36 of 63. He played all 48 minutes, along with his teammate Guy Rogers that played all 48 minutes. He was also 28 of 32 from the line. And what a lot of people don't remember about or don't realize about that game, he also had 25 rebounds. And you had 3 guys on the Knicks that all had 30 or better. But when you just, I don't think we're ever going to have 100 points, but also, like, no disrespect to Wilt Chamberlain, but he's not doing that in the modern era.
Right.
Like Wilt Chamberlain, and kind of offense to the people he was playing. Like, there's no way I can say this without sounding terrible, but like he, the whole thing about like, well, he's playing against plumbers. Like he kind of was.
Yeah.
Like you've got a guy here who is legit 7 foot plus, and they're basically just, not that he didn't have skill, not that he didn't need to make his free throws, not that he wasn't tremendous, but like, dude, if Shaquille O'Neal had 100 points and he was playing again, like what would Shaq have done in that game?
Right. Exactly.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Different
Murdered
time.
somebody.
Right. And it's not Wilt's fault. Put Wilt in this modern era with the medicine, with the evolution of just science and the body. And like, there's a reason why we continually break Olympic records. It's because everything, the body, the mind, the science behind it, the medicine, the training, like everything evolves. We will continue to break. We haven't really gotten in too many cases. Like track and field is always like the one you look at because that's the basics of what the human body can do. How fast can you run? How high can you jump? How long can you jump? How far can you throw the thing? How fast can you run the mile? So you have everything in there. That the track and field is like the most basic, I think, sport in the world. Like that's the most basic athletic sport in the world. And we keep breaking records. So I don't think we are, but I have more respect for Kobe Bryant's 81 than I do Wilt Chamberlain's 100.
Yeah, it's just because of the specialty, the amount of it. I mean, these guys are working at this all 12 months, 4 years, for years and years and years. There's specialists, there's more coaches,
yes,
there's more video, there's more training. It's just, again, with scoring being up and there's more skill probably involved in talent, there's also better defenses and schemes and ways to slow you down too. So I think it's going to be really difficult to do that.
6'4", 6'6", 6'9", 6'2", 6'6", and 6'5". Those are the players that 7'1" Wilt Chamberlain was going up against.
Right.
So assuming he was guarded the entire time by the tallest guy, he's giving up 4 or 5 inches. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Wilt also had a higher vertical. Could be wrong, going out on a limb. When, it's like, well, men against boys. It is men against boys. Yeah. So when you see stuff like last, and then, by the way, none of this is to, old heads out there. Like I have a ton of respect for the older generation. I do believe that if a Wilt, a Bill Russell, name them, was playing today,
and too talented, they'd figured out how to play today.
100% they would have. The whole Wilt, these guys wouldn't even make a team, dude. Please, if you pick them up and Marty McFly'd them to today, there'd be challenges. But what we discount is but what if Wilt Chamberlain was born 24 years ago? He'd be amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But look at Wilt and then look at Victor Wembanyama. Come on, dude.
Right.
Come on. It's just not the same thing. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's switch to football. We'll update you on Debo. We'll play Kyle Shanahan's comments again there. The Titans looking to hire a new coach. I think the Chargers are getting ready to hire a new coach as well, and it makes sense. And is Deshaun Watson looking over his shoulder? We've got some comments from the Browns GM. We'll talk about all that and update you on the NFL and your home of the 49ers, Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Have you ever envisioned having $500,000 in advertising to conquer the remodel market, but felt overwhelmed at the thought of going it alone? Now you don't have to. Join Subcontractors United and share your advertising with 2 other contractors in your trade. Get $500,000 in advertising for only $1,042 a month. We are so sure this will work that we're giving away free advertising until June 2024 to qualified contractors. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. A new year means new adventures. Take on any terrain behind the wheel of a new Toyota truck. Seize the great deals happening now at your local Toyota dealer and gear up for your next adventure. Right now, get low 3.99% APR on the legendary 2023 Tacoma, or get $750 cash back on the powerful 2024 Tundra. Haul in the new year in a new Toyota truck. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium ready credit. Excludes TRD Pro. Ends 1/31/24.
It's time to buck up Sacramento. The professional bull riders are back. PBR Sacramento Wrangler Long Live Cowboys Classic will take over downtown's Golden One Center this February 2nd through 4th. 3 huge nights of edge-of-your-seat bucking, featuring some of the biggest bulls and toughest cowboys on the planet. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.
Stop by any participating Save Mart location for a 20% off ticket discount code when you buy Monster Energy.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, a buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers, the No Surprise guys. We love that old song, Respect. You know, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. It's a good song and a good business philosophy. At Bell Brothers, everything we do is designed to show respect for our customers. We show up on time out of respect. Our technicians are clean-cut, friendly, and wear identification badges out of respect. We do good deeds for free for our customers.
and leave their homes cleaner than we found them. That's right, out of respect. So, if you want plumbing and AC service from a company that will show you some RESPECT, call Bell Brothers. We promise to respect your time, your home, and you. Call Bell Brothers right now to schedule an $87 precision tune-up. Or call if you have plumbing problems. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael.
In 1-800-920-1140, 916-339-1140. That's your text line. You can watch us on YouTube. Oh, Earl G.L. Lobo. I was talking to him or her yesterday. Don't know. And that's a new face. A lot of new faces showing up. And
you see their faces?
A lot of new screen names showing up. And we appreciate, obviously, we love and appreciate all of our.
Would you want to see their faces?
Yes, honestly. I would love there to be a way where like everybody had a profile pic of who they are. Just if they can see us, It's not fair. Let's see who you are. And some of them have.
See what you're doing.
Yeah, see what's going on with you right now.
Yeah.
Like honestly, if you had to guess, 7:01 right now. Let's say we have 100,000 people listening, which would be a normal day. How many out of that 100,000 are currently in their underwear? Some form of it.
15%.
Hopefully all of them have underwear.
Yeah, I literally.
I know what you meant.
You knew what I meant. You knew what I meant. Yeah. I think you're about right. Check in on the chat line. Are you in your underwear currently?
Yeah.
I am a lifer Niner fan. I've gone, Jason, I was thinking about this yesterday after we got off the air. Remember we were talking about 1994, 30 years since the Niners have won it. Like in my lifetime, even though I was a tiny little baby when they first, my first sports memories, honestly, are the Niners winning their first, like barely can remember it, but I have like a memory of it, right? So I have seen 5 49er championships in my lifetime, and now I've gone 30 years without. Do I qualify as a member of a tortured fan base yet?
I would say no.
Because of the 5, right?
Yeah.
And I want to be clear. I came to the same conclusion. I agree with you. But there's something I think that's a little like, okay, the Lions have always sucked. The Kings have always sucked. Like, we don't know anything else.
Yeah, the difference is seeing the championships.
Right. In a weird way.
Like Sacramento has, or the Kings. But we weren't around for that.
No.
So, yeah, but the Niners you were.
Now, if somebody is 28 years old, do they qualify as a tortured fan, as a Niner fan? They've never seen a championship.
I guess, and maybe there's different versions of it, because I don't think of the Kings in the same way as the Lions. I mean, sorry, the 49ers is the same way as the Lions.
No, there's levels.
Yeah.
Of course, there's like, this is the most tortured fan base, like Lions, Bills, there's far more tortured fan bases. I just wonder, first, if a guy my age who's seen 5 but hasn't seen him in 30, does that qualify as tortured? No, I agree with you. but there is something a little bit extra weird about having, like I said, when up until I was, in my 20s, or actually my teens, like I just thought the Niners won championships.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be an interesting one because you brought up the Bills. So let's say, heaven forbid, the Niners win this week and lose in the Super Bowl, and then have one more Super Bowl appearance and that's 4 Super Bowl losses recently.
Wait, it is?
Yeah. Well, they lost to the Ravens.
Yeah.
No, and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But if they lost again this year in the Super Bowl,
that'd be 3.
And then I said in one more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did. Okay, I didn't catch it. No, I didn't catch that part. I was staring right at him.
So then you're going,
shut up, Chris.
All right, how is that? I mean, the Bills was it 4 in a row?
It was.
Okay, so that's painful.
It was.
But I mean, 4 in 12, 13 years.
I would say the bad thing with the Bills were they went to the Super Bowl and you knew they were going to lose. There wasn't even like, oh, they could pull this out.
There was that one year, it was the Scott Norwood kick, the wide right. Like that Bills team was stacked. Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly, like that was a stacked team, that defense.
They lost to the NFC East every time. Is that right? Because is it 2 to the Cowboys and 1 of the then Washington Redskins?
2 to the Cowboys, 1 to the Skins. Or was it 3 to the Cowboys?
Well, because there's 4 total. Giants.
Yeah, Giants.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Wow.
But then there's the argument there, like with the Bills. 4 straight Super Bowls, 4 straight losses. Oh my God, God hates Buffalo. But 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah, it's also one specific, like that feels like Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith. Like if it's the Niner example I gave you, well, Kaepernick was the quarterback once, Jimmy G. This would likely be Purdy for a couple. Like, it's not the same team.
No, it's not the same team. Although we figured we haven't even done the math on that yet. I'd be curious how many. Should the Niners win this weekend, how many holdovers from the Chiefs Super Bowl will there be?
Oh, there'll be quite a few.
Yeah, I think so. I think there'll be a good, it'll definitely be double digits. It's got to be. My guess is over under around 14, 13.
Just quick, man. I mean, Bosa, Armstead, Kittle, Debo.
Was Trent Williams here?
Yes, I believe so.
Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, I don't think was.
Might have been a rookie, maybe.
And then there's going to be use check.
Yeah.
Shanahan.
Right.
So the Niners are certainly not in the category of the Lions. It's not even close. And then you have the Chiefs and you have the Ravens. Is it fair to say that the Niners should be the second biggest fan favorite behind the Lions? Because the Ravens and Chiefs both have Super Bowls in the last 10, 12 years.
And I feel like...
Will the Ravens have 3 this millennium? 2? They had the Ray Lewis one.
Yeah.
They had the one against the Niners. I'm not missing one, right? That's 2. Okay.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs are like the running dynasty.
Right.
So weirdly enough, the team with 5 championships, 5 Super Bowls, that is basically rented an apartment in the NFC Championship game this last decade. Other than the Lions, they should be looked at as Goliath or as David, and that ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looked at as David. They are the Niners in this weird way are almost they're looked at as like they're the corporate America team that always is there and know it, but like 30
they're
years.
A flagship team, right?
They are.
Yeah.
They absolutely are. And Kansas City's a flagship team.
They become one, I think.
They have.
Yeah.
I mean, Detroit's kind of historically, Detroit's been around. They just suck.
Right.
If you look at the matchups, when would the Niners be the team that most of America would be rooting for? Absolutely not tonight.
No,
or this week.
No, 100%. Everybody but Niner fans is rooting for the Lions.
But then even the Chiefs are people going like, oh, it'd be cool to see Mahomes win a 3rd one and, put some pressure on Brady. Maybe he's the greatest of all time.
I think there are more Ravens. I think there will be more people rooting for the Ravens, weirdly. And I just think that's the case. I don't know, Chris. I think the closest one would easily be the Chiefs. I'd like to say it's like 52-48 Niners.
And because it's in Vegas, if they get there, do you think I know it's turned into a corporate game.
Yeah.
But it's fan base. What do you think? There'd be more Niner fans.
I think so. I think so. But you're right. It's such a corporate cash grab that it what are they going to do with that big sphere for Super Bowl?
Make it look like a football.
Yeah, gotta do the like the Lombardi Trophy rolling around. Kyle Shanahan spoke on Debo Samuel's availability.
It wasn't broken, so that was a real good sign. But still hurting too much for us to really have an idea how it's going to heal up this week. So we just got to be patient, see how he feels on Wednesday, and based off if it's improving, it'll give us a better idea whether he has a chance for the game or not.
Because he is such a unique player, do you kind of put together an idea of not necessarily, a completely different game plan, but certain plays that would involve him that you may not be able to run Sunday?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if we know he's not available, which I think hopefully we would know that by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or at least in those 3 days, then it makes it easier, at least from a game plan standpoint. You don't have to do much, but if there's any chance, which I think we'll have a better idea by Wednesday, obviously there'll be things in there for him.
Okay. Don't you feel like he's going to play?
I do.
Yeah. Just a matter of how.
Just based on that. But I mean, again, if we hear more bad news, I guess midweek, tomorrow probably, then it's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he wants to.
Of course.
And I don't know. Again, it gets back to one of those things. Back to you trust the medical group. It's like, yeah, he probably can't do more damage than it's a pain tolerance thing.
The real B of the bunch, though, is if the medical staff says, yeah, he can play, but if he gets hit the wrong way, there ain't no way he's playing in the Super Bowl. Whereas if you rest him, you have a chance of him being at damn near 100% for the Super Bowl, effectively get 3 weeks off.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think let's go to Debo's mindset. Knowing, let's say that's the framework to him.
Yeah.
It's like, do you roll the dice going, I mean, I want to play in both games, but if I'm going to play in one, I'd rather play in the Super Bowl, not knowing that you have that game.
Yeah, and do you change your, as we said, that's a big effect on the team.
Yeah.
We will see. In the meantime, in the NBA,
when it breaks, we
have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
This is a big one. The Charlotte Hornets are trading Terry Rozier to the Miami Heat for a 2027 first-round pick and Kyle Lowry. Terry Rozier, I say it's a big one. He is quietly having quite the season. Terry Rozier is one of the more underrated players, I think, in the NBA. 23 points, 4 boards, 6.5 assists, 46% from the field. Has had just some phenomenal games this year. 36% from behind the arc. This is a really, really good pickup, especially when you consider, no offense to Kyle Lowry, but
they weren't getting the same kind of production. They've been looking to move him for a while.
They've been looking to move him for quite a while. And then you've got a 2027 first rounder on top of that. That's just one of those damn Heat moves I hate so much because it's a really, really, really good move. You got to think, I would imagine you're going to move Terry Rozier into the starting lineup for Jaime Jaquez, your guy. I know. Well, and he's a little banged up right now anyways.
Well, they're just different positions though. What's their starting lineup? That last
Hero, Jaquez, Butler, Martin, Adebayo.
Yeah, I guess you could put Hero and Rozier in the backcourt. And
aren't they both twos?
Jaquez, he's probably like I don't know what they're playing. He played like 4 or 5 at UCLA, but he's not that big. He's not that tall. But he's not a guard.
6'6", 225. They haven't listed as their shooting guard, but I'll trust you on Jaquez. You're the expert there.
He's a good inside footwork guy.
I don't think they're moving, Butler to the power forward. That ain't happening. Bam's going to be your center. Either way.
Wait, who's the other starter who we're missing?
So you got Hero, Jaquez, Butler, Caleb Martin, Bam Adebayo.
Okay.
Again, my initial thoughts is it goes Hero, Rozier, Butler.
Yeah.
That really, that's just remember that move.
Yeah. That's one of the teams the Kings haven't faced yet. Of course, they get them on this road trip. No, it may not even be on this road trip. I think it's later.
Trip. Yeah. The Heat currently are the 6th seed. They are 24-19. They have lost 3 in a row. They are 2 games back of the Knicks for the 5 seed. Be very interesting to see what the Heat's record is.
Seems like a good move.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent move. We've got more football to get to, but we are out of time here. We'll get to it a little bit later. Just some notes around the league. 3 for Madness, though, coming up next. Last night's win, how does that feel for you? And we'll go over the Kings schedule a little bit as well. 3 for Madness in just 1 minute.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown. CMC.
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast. With a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Former major leaguer, Sacramento Sports Hall of Famer elect Nick Johnson will join us at 8 a.m. Right after that, Sean Salsbury for his regular Tuesday hit. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, Brooks and Dunn tickets for you. Let's get Berry. I swear I think that's them. I should probably double check. In the meantime, Chris Rillard bringing you 3 for Madness, brought to you by Fire Wings. Go!
How did last night's win feel to you?
Business-like, workman-like. There wasn't crazy drama. I certainly at no point was like, oh, we're going to win the game. Like I was definitely, my hackles were up. They were hackled. I think we're all a little bit run shy, like gun shy, but run shy. Okay. So like you say gun, you say, oh, okay. So, and Atlanta's just not great. And they're even not greater without Trae Young. DeJounte Murray did his best. Great night, 35, 10, and 6 for him, showcasing himself, probable future Laker. Love him on this team, though. Harrison Barnes, though, he had 32 points, just behind his season high. We do have to ask questions about De'Aaron. He looks like he's struggling a little bit, but 21 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 14 points for Domantas Sabonis. And JaVale McGee, by the way, can we please get rid of that stupid idiot rule about hanging on the rim? Like, come on, man. Like, first off, there are times when you have to hang on the rim to protect players, of course. But then, like, so what? If you hang on the rim and you're like, these nuts, like, I get it. Technical foul. But if you
only if you do that.
And by the way, it could be argued. So he dunks and he hangs on the rim, right? Ball goes down. Okay, it's inbounded. Well, now it's 5-on-4.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could argue that somebody hanging on the rim is an advantage for the dunkee, not the dunker. All right. So why do you have an anti-fun? Right. Why do you care? That's like outlawing. Is hanging on the rim after the dunk the bat flip of the NBA?
It can be.
Is that fair?
We don't see it at that much, but yeah. Yeah. To me, I thought the win was needed. It would be the best way I'd say. I mean, 4-game losing streak, you start to question things. You could just hear it in some of the post-game responses that they were relieved. They had 3 days off. So when you have 3 days off, you should be at a better version of yourself. I thought the others were really good. Non-Fox, non-Sabonis.
Yeah.
Bench was great, and they made free throws.
Yay!
24 of 27, I think, almost 90%.
89%.
Yes. So something that's been a problem. It's not mean they fixed it, but for a night, that was good. So I just thought everything about it. You don't want this to spill into 5 or 6 or 7 games. 4 is too many, but you stopped it there, and now you start a new one with a winning of one in a row.
We're on a streak of one in a row.
Yeah.
We're on a 1-0 run.
Look at us.
Look at us. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
All right. Number 2.
Question 2.
How many wins do you need to see on this road trip?
All right. 7-game road trip, Chase.
All of them. I need to see them all.
7-0. I want them coming back home 31-18.
Yeah.
All right. So 7-0.
Anything less is a failure.
Anything less would be uncivilized.
Yes.
At Golden State, Dallas, Memphis, Miami, Indiana, Chicago, Cleveland. Now, if I'm going by just pure numbers, I would say they split one of the Golden State Dallas games.
Okay.
They should beat Memphis. They should beat Chicago. I think the over would it be fair to say if you were a betting person and I laid the over under for wins on the 7-game road trip at 3.5. Is that the right number?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think you could probably, before it's even been played and before we've seen how they've played, you could probably talk me into 3 is acceptable.
Yeah.
4 is needed. 4 or more is needed.
I agree with you. I think if they win, if they go 3 and 4, and obviously it also depends on how it,
Absolutely.
Whatever. But if they go 3 and 4, I think that's what we expect. That would be a meh road trip.
Right.
4 and 3 or better, and now we're cooking with spices.
Right.
And I would like to cook with spices.
Yeah, it tastes better.
Lately, we've just been cooking with like flour.
Yeah.
That's not great. All right. Hey, number 3, please.
Question 3.
2 home games over the next month. Is this the defining stretch of the season for you?
Kind of is. I mean, they got dude, between now, today's the 23rd of January. Between now and the 22nd of February, keep in mind you have the All-Star break there, but almost exactly a month. They have 2 home games in a month. That is redonk. So, yeah, because I think ultimately they're going to come back. All-Star break will be done. The real stretch of the season starts. This is where contenders really start shifting into gear. For all we know, there could be some changes. And they will have the large bulk of their road games out of the way. So, yeah, I'd like to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, hold on. Sorry, Jason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 10 road games, and they have 2 home games over the next month. That's 12 games. I'd like to see them win something like 7 or 8 out of 12. And I'll be absolutely okay with that.
Yeah.
Anything less and they're a failure and everyone should.
To me, it's not the defining. I mean, we're going to learn more like we do in every 5 games, every 10-game stretch, that we'll learn more about them being on the road, playing some good teams. But if they make a significant trade at the deadline or other teams do, it's just, I think the finish is where it's all going to be decided. I don't think they're going to be buried here. I think they might just kind of stay about where they are. And then it's how are they playing in the last 20 games? How healthy are they? That to me is going to be the defining moment of the season.
A lot of it depends too. Like obviously, we just don't know if there's a big move, something crazy,
right? And then you need time for like, let's say it's something that puts a new starter in the starting lineup. Well, I mean, there'll be a game or two. You're like, ooh, this looks good. And then another one,
they got to act.
They're all so. I mean, they need some games to see that, and if that does happen, they're going to need that final 25 or so to ramp up.
It's a little bit different in basketball, isn't it? Like in baseball, like you get some help at the deadline. Everyone's kind of pumped up.
Yeah.
Like basketball, because the roster's so tiny, it's like you could seriously shake with a team's mentality.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like love Iman Shumpert, love him.
Right.
But that was like one of the most overrated things ever. Like, oh, we lost Iman Shumpert. That was the down. No, but that particular team did get shaken a little mentally. That was not on court. That was more of a locker room, whatever. And if Harrison Barnes is in fact traded, it will be very interesting to, because it might be, we're fish out of water. We don't have our security blanket in Harrison Barnes. Might also be, he's gone now. It's time for us to lead. And, they step up and it's a Lion King moment and all that. That's what I would look for.
Love Lion King.
I do too.
Yeah.
What I found out yesterday, I didn't realize, this is a true story. The guy who plays Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson, he was Zazu, the parrot or whatever the hell it was in Lion King. He played the voice of that. I never knew that. Yeah.
Okay.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Rowan Atkinson. Good career.
Yeah.
I went down a Rowan Atkinson rabbit hole.
Wow.
It's kind of what we Brits do.
Yes.
He's one of our most celebrated actors. I don't think
Can I say some behind the scenes stuff that's happening right now?
Always.
Okay, so Frankie, he's cutting the stuff. Like whenever you see like an interview or something like that that's cut up on YouTube,
that's Frankie.
It's on our show. It's Frankie. So I'm like, hey, we've got Nick Johnson coming up and Sean Salsbury. He says to me, "Who is Nick Johnson?"
Okay. I want to get mad at him, but I'm instantly.
He should know that as a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Which I said, I'm telling Jason. He responded with, "Wait, the Yankee? I'm just waking up. I'm sorry. I'm just learning he's from Sac." Okay.
I mean, as a Yankee fan, he should know who Nick Johnson is.
But
especially if he's from the same town as you.
What was it last week where Chris didn't know what it was and we were tripping on that? Or was it Monday? Was it yesterday? There was something. He's like, well, I don't know anything about that. That happened before my time. And then I was like, oh, the Beatles. You know about them. Do you remember what that was, Chris?
Oh, I don't know. It was some movie.
It was a movie or musician?
Oh, it's Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
You were shocked that I never heard a Milli Vanilli song.
Which is worse, that Frankie didn't know Nick Johnson was from Sacramento, or Chris didn't know about Milli Vanilli?
Chris didn't know about Milli Vanilli.
That's worse, right? I feel like that's worse, Chris.
How is that worse?
It's worse because everybody knows about Milli Vanilli.
I said I know the jokes about Milli Vanilli, but I don't know the songs.
You ever like rolled around listening? I wonder what they sound like.
And why am I rolling?
Why am I rolling? Yeah, why aren't I driving? We'll take a break. Why am I pounding the table? When we come back, almost wire to wire over the Hawks, and let's talk about De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Something's going on there, and I want to know what, and I think you do too. So we are going to very responsibly have a conversation about De'Aaron. We'll do that next.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Eileen Javor in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Starting out with patchy areas of fog and some low clouds this morning, but it should give way to more sunshine going into the afternoon with partly cloudy skies. Will be in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
When it's chilly cold at night, don't just add another blanket. Add a new furnace system instead. Now for as low as $5,999 with 0% interest and no payments for 18 months. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help Prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration, February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
To get your sports fix. Live and local. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Welcome back. Good to be with you. Nick Johnson, 8 a.m. Just after that, Sean Salsbury. So De'Aaron Fox is the man. And we all know that. De'Aaron has had himself an all-star worthy season. But as we mentioned earlier in the show, if you go month by month, he's averaged 31, 30, 29. I would say all relatively right, very consistent, within a point of each other. And then this month he's averaging 21 points, 21.7 points. Let's just under 22 on 41% shooting. And he's looked a little off at times. He had 12 points last night, 3 points in that game against New Orleans where he was 1 of 10, just played 26 minutes. He's had a couple of clunkers, but just generally it looks like, honestly, I thought, Jason, if any, I was like, God, is he, because he's done this before where he'll be nursing something.
Yeah. And where to me that shows up with De'Aaron, there was a stretch maybe late last month where, remember, he was ridiculously hot from three.
Yeah.
Like De'Aaron, I think we even had a segment like, when did he turn into Steph Curry?
Right.
Because he was making 6, 7, 8 threes a game. You're going, what is, if he gets that and people start going under screens or over screens on him, like, good luck, because De'Aaron can get to the basket on anybody. Where I think it shows up to me on De'Aaron, it's not about the missed shots, it's where his shot chart is. And I feel like he's the drive-by, the get into the lane, the quickness, the go in and dunk on somebody. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen that in a while. And I thought that's where 100% speculation makes you wonder, is he ailing? Right. Is he nursing something? Because that superpower hasn't shown up enough to me lately.
And before we get into this, just want to be clear, as I said earlier, I was going to say this every time. You know, media can be really irresponsible about stuff like this. We may mention possibilities, but we have no knowledge. There's no inside knowledge. Sometimes you or I might say something that we have inside knowledge of just to kind of help the truth along. I can speak for you and I. No clue what's going on. It could be something super serious. And I just want people to keep that in mind when they're, with their criticisms, it could be, it could be an injury. It could be a family member dealing with something terrible. It could be a number of things. And it could be an injury. Mm-hmm. Also, could be none of it. Could be something more nefarious. There's something in the locker room, the trade talks, the disagreement. You don't know. You just don't know. But everything is pointing towards there's just something off about him. He hadn't, and again, I didn't realize this. He hadn't spoken to the media in 16 days, according to Sean Cunningham, who runs this interview with a little bit from Jason Anderson of the B. I'll let you figure out for yourself. Here's a De'Aaron. This was before last night's game.
See, I'll stop pinning games away. Has that been a tough one to kind of swallow, knowing that a lot of these wounds are kind of self-inflicted with this team? Oh yeah, I think we could be in a better spot, but here we are. To see this team kind of also play well on that road trip before you guys came back, is that kind of like the gift and the curse of this little stretch? I mean, you have to be able to finish games, and we haven't done that well. to have 3 days off. How good was that for you guys?
We had a lot of practice, so.
Was it good, like physically or mentally or both?
There are times where you want rest, but at the end of the day, we still get after each other, try to make each other better.
Keegan talked about how it was a little bit of even a mental reset. I mean, is that something you can kind of identify yourself and kind of say what might have been needed?
Yeah, not many times are you going to have a big break like that, so you have to take advantage of it when you can.
And then obviously there's a huge road trip coming up right after this, gone until February. Just longest of the season, how do you approach a trip like that with this team?
You just got to go out there and be ready. I think I saw the Philly game. I think for that entire road trip, we played well for the most part. So, like I said, we have to be able to finish games, and I think we'll be in the right spot.
Jim, we hadn't talked to you in a couple of weeks. What can you say just about your reasons for deciding not to talk for a while? Which is frustrates you to have Trey.
Okay, just real quick. I think it's important because
there's no audio of that.
Only with this, Jason, he was asked by Jason Anderson, basically, why haven't you talked in 16 days? And De'Aaron kind of did like a little quick head shake and just kind of made eye contact with him. You could read a ton of stuff into the body language there, but he understood the question.
Yeah.
But he wasn't addressing it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. And I don't really want to talk about it.
Right. Like,
which is a lot of the interview. Like,
right.
Again, different time, different circumstances, no speculating. But Dave, you and I talked in a completely different scenario.
Right.
Media day. Fun, loving.
Yes.
De'Aaron can be very thoughtful, good answers. And, you don't owe everybody every interview.
No, you don't.
But this clearly, the look of it, and for anybody, it looks like someone that doesn't want to do this at this time.
It looks like he is going through the motions. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
Short answers. And that's not the De'Aaron Fox we're used to.
Right.
He can be salty at times. He can, and by the way,
and he has every right to be.
He does.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite parts about him too is he can be downright snarky at times. Like he's aware of stuff, and he's got a cutting wit about him that I really enjoy. He's an enjoyable player to cover. There's clearly something off, but again, let's go into speculation zone here, which could be garbage. You wonder if it was an injury, though. It just doesn't feel like that necessarily. It feels like maybe he could just be upset at the way the team's playing. And what I have nothing to say. We're playing like garbage right now. I'm pissed, and I don't want to come out and say something stupid or something I regret. Again, that's a speculation, but that's the instinct I get. That's the feeling I get. It could also let's plug that into another speculation. What if there's something off court really wrong in his family life? Yeah. Well, maybe when he's asked why haven't you talked in 16 days, that look would match that too. Of like, yeah, it's none of your business, dude.
Right.
I'm going through stuff. And he just doesn't want to say that because it's nobody's business.
Right.
Or it could be much ado about nothing.
Yeah. Could have been bad timing. Just, wasn't feeling it. I mean, you get people in different pockets of the day or different times of the way. It just, not right now. But all we can do is wonder, guess. I would just say this, as we've watched him play, it's not the guy that was literally playing, I would say, at the MVP level. He's not awful.
Right.
He's not costing the team games.
Correct.
It excites me to know, Dave, that if he gets back to that level,
yes,
which I know he can, while Sabonis is playing at this level, this team could be really good. He's just not in that right now. And again, he's not costing them, but you just know, man, there's a level of De'Aaron that we're not seeing at this moment.
That's right. And we just don't know why.
Yeah.
And look, here's the thing. De'Aaron has more than earned our trust and our patience and our whatever you need. Like, okay, dude, whatever you got going on, that is your business, and we hope you work through it. And
if I bet on someone to get it right, it'll be him.
100%.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to say this. Speculation aside, I think it's speculation to say there's obviously something going on. There's obviously, that is not normal him. There's something, there's something going on with him. So whatever it is, we'll know at some point. Probably it might come out. I always tend to think it helps in the patience and the lack of criticism. Like, I don't know what he's going through, man, but I hope it's nothing terrible, and just let it lie. He's not a sulker,
right?
He's not a moody guy. So I hope whatever it is, I certainly hope it's nothing in his life, which again is none of our business. I hope everything's great with him, more than basketball. And I hope that it's not or whatever can be taken care of rather quickly, because this team goes as far as De'Aaron Fox goes.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox, if there's something wrong with him that's not fixable, at least not in the immediate, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck on that one. All right. Well, that's a tough segment. I hope it's all well. We'll take a break. When we come back, on the other note, let's get post-game reaction from Mike Brown. And Harrison Barnes, woohoo! Black Falcon has returned. He is back, at least for one night only. You hope it's more. Is it because there's a little rivalry between Crows and Hawks? It's not. That's not. He tended to do very well versus bird teams.
Yeah,
except the Pelicans. Underreported fact. We'll take a quick 2-minute break. We're right back with Harrison Barnes, Malik Monk, and Mike Brown next.
Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
There's a drive by Barnes. Pull up, two-pointer. Score another one for Harrison Barnes. 17 first half points for Harrison Barnes. We hit the 5-minute mark in this second quarter. Harrison's on the right angle. Down to 3, down to 2. Drives on bogey, pulls up baseline. Hits the floater. 0.3 of a second to go. 19 first half points for Harrison Barnes. And on the inbounds pass, the horn sounds. Sacramento has held their opponent to 40 points. Harrison Barnes to Davion Mitchell to Domantas Sabonis. We're just past the midpoint of the fourth quarter. Kings lead 101-89. Against the zone, the pass to the corner, and Harrison Barnes with his fourth three-pointer of the night. Now has 26 points. 104-89.
$5 footlong cookie. Sorry, I just saw that ad. That's breaking news. Actual footlong cookie. More on that. Here's Mike Brown on Harrison Barnes' aggressiveness.
I thought the pop was there. He was really aggressive. If he felt like he was open, he stepped in and shot the ball. the guy closed out on him a little too hard, or he thought he could go around him, he went around him. And if he got an angle to the rim, then he was drawing a foul or looking to score it. So seeing him being as aggressive as he was tonight was good, because we needed it with the way that our big three shot the ball. So and then on top of that, once he got going like that, we started going to him. And down the stretch, we basically went to him 3 or 4 straight times, or called his number 3 or 4 straight times, and good things happened almost every time he touched the ball. So he had a great game from start to finish on offense in the floor for us.
Of all those plays that I just clicked on from Harrison Barnes last night, they all had one thing in common. They were Harrison Barnes. They also had another thing in common, Jason. None of them were the Jiffy Lube drive of the game.
That's true.
So if you want to call right now, 1-800-920-1140. If you remember the Jiffy Lube drive of the game from last night, you can get a $100 gift certificate to our good friends at Jiffy Lube.
Yes.
Fun night, though, for Harrison.
Yeah, and, it was great. Frank Brown said it there that, they went to him. I thought they started that early. There were little stretches when Atlanta went to the zone. It seemed to bother Sacramento a little bit in some portions of the game. But Harrison Barnes was aggressive. He showed what he's capable of when he is aggressive. And I think that would be my biggest critique of Harrison is he floats. He kind of, there'll be many games and the box score will finish at the game. You look, you go, wow, he played 28 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember a moment. I don't remember a play. And he doesn't have to have 30 every night, but you just want to feel like you're having an impact in the game. And I think too many times watching him, you don't feel like he does.
No, you don't. And we talked about it just in the last game. He shows there's these nights where it's like, oh, you look up, Harrison Barnes is, 22 minutes and he had 2 points, something just.
And a board.
Completely off. Yeah, and a board. You're like, this is not what we're looking for. And then he comes out and last night was an HB night and good for him. I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, because they've had more games on the other side of this where it's like, I remember the Portland game where Fox and Sabonis had something like 75 points and the rest of the group did nothing. Last night, I thought the group was great. Fox and Sabonis didn't shoot the ball well and didn't have their normal point total, but that's why you want to be able to win games more ways than one. I thought the bench dominated the Hawks bench. We mentioned free throws as well. But Barnes was really the guy doing most of the heavy lifting.
I think one of these people on the phone line says the Jiffy Lube drive of the game.
If there's that many calling in, yes. They were listening intently.
All right, let's see. Jeff, you're on with Jason Ross and Carmichael Dave. What was the Jiffy Lube drive of the game last night?
We got Malik the King Monk to Trey Lyles to go up by 7 in the second quarter, boys.
All right, Jason. So he says Malik Monk to Trey Lyles last night.
To go up by 7. That sounds like that's very detailed.
Very detailed. You think he's got it?
Well, let's see.
Let's find out.
Add to Malik Monk. Cruises into the front court now. Great pass to a cutting Lyles, and he scores on the drive. Malik Monk with a setup pass, and Trey Lyles with a finish for Sacramento. And that's going to be your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. You're listening to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross tomorrow morning, 7:45. Your chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area.
Well, there you go. Congratulations. First try, Jeff. You are awesome. You've got yourself a gift certificate for $100 to Jiffy Lube to get whatever the heck you want done. And it's all thanks to your favorite Sacramento sports radio station. What's the name of it?
Sactown Sports 1140.
You even got it. Good. That's a perfect call. You even got it right. Clip it up. That's a promo.
You didn't hang up on him, did you?
No.
Okay.
He's on hold. Everything went great.
Yes.
The setup, the execution, not hanging up on him.
What a day. Look at us.
Let's look at us. Who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
Here's Mike Brown on De'Aaron Fox.
He started the season at such an elite level. And I think he can get to a point where he can be pretty close to that throughout most of the year. But he's still a really young player, and he's going to go through his quote unquote ups and his downs. And right now it's the dog days of the season. And, not everybody is going to, Kevin went through it, so not everybody's going to play at the level that they think they should, or where everyone else thinks that they should. So as long as he's staying with it, which he is, and continuing to put his work in, he's our guy. He's done it for us over and over and over again. He'll find his way back to where he was close to the beginning of the year.
I believe that.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. Let's hear from Malik Monk. I want to play this specific quote. This is Malik on the team down the stretch, and kind of like Domantas Sabonis said the other night when he was talking about the moment being too big. I think this is a little bit of honesty from Monk as well.
Oh yeah, it was great, man. Basketball, the game of runs, and they made their run. And we usually fold when another team make the run, and let them all the way back in it. And like you said, we didn't fold. We kept our foot on their necks tonight, and finally finished the game how we supposed to.
He's right. I mean, there's been a tendency for them to, the lead was large. It does. There, like he said, there are runs. It's natural, and it got to 7. I mean, it was still doable for the Hawks, but I think right after that was, I want to say, like a 12-2 run by the Kings, get it back to 17, and kind of cruise into the finish. But yeah, that's where you hope when we say that they got to learn from some of these games, and maybe last night was one where they did learn from that.
What was that again? Oh, the phone line. Sorry, I didn't hear you. 1-800-920-1140. Steven, you're on with Dave and Jason. Good morning.
Good morning to you, boys.
Good morning.
Quick question for you. Actually, this is more geared towards Jason. So you had probably about a couple weeks ago, I cannot remember specifically the game, you talked to Malik Monk. You may have actually probably played a clip between him and G-Man. It doesn't matter. Specifically, the point is he mentioned something about off-court issues.
Yeah.
And you played it, and you immediately were like, nope, I'm not touching it. Let's let it play out. Do you think that has something to do with De'Aaron Fox's downfall or his lack of play? That may have something to do with it. I'm not trying to speculate too much into it, but that did, that was a good, that brought it up, and you guys bringing that up, and that's what reminded me of it. So
appreciate it, Steven.
Yeah, and it's funny, Dave, and Steven's something like I literally mentioned to you. I think it was while you were gone, and I said, "Oh, Dave, something's coming to my mind." We had a Malik Monk cut, and now that he's filling in the pieces, I forgot he was talking to G-Man post game after a win, and yeah, kind of Malik offered up. He's like, "Hey, look, we're I don't know what to say. We're going through stuff, but you just don't know what guys are going through." And it just seemed like an interesting thing to offer up at the time. And I think I even played that part again. I went, that was intriguing.
Interesting.
I go, and then it goes to speculation. And then, as Steven said, is this something regarding De'Aaron? I don't know. I mean, that I don't want to get caught up in the speculation because I truly don't know.
Right.
But I also don't want to be naive to think, look, in anybody's slice of life, in a 12-month span, life happens.
It does.
And, when you're looked at and evaluated, like, wow, he only scored this or did this. What's wrong? Well, there could be something. It also could be nothing. And that's such a wide scope that you don't want to, I don't know.
I couldn't agree with you more. The whole Malik Monk thing is certainly, that makes sense. As you said, could be nothing, could be a coincidence.
And could have been on Malik. I don't know. It could be for himself.
Something he's dealing with.
I don't know.
In these situations, I will tell you this. Over the years, I've found comfort in when there is something speculative and you're worried about something. I tend to err on the side of caution. And I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm going to choose to believe that he is going through something. I don't know what it is, but he's going through something. And if we knew about it, we'd be like, oh, okay. Worst case scenario, I'm wrong and he's not. And I hope I'm wrong and I hope he's not.
Yeah.
But I think through the lens of, I don't know what he's going through, but he's going through something. And all I can do is just send good thoughts to him. Not to get too goofy or whatever on that. But I think when in doubt, it's always a good idea to just try to be a good human. And if he's going through something and it sounds like he might, I think everybody will understand, and I certainly hope he's not.
Yeah,
I know I keep going in circles here, but
right.
I certainly hope he's not. We'll take a break. When we come back, Nick Johnson, former major leaguer, local kid, he's going to join us. Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame elect. We'll talk about that experience for him next.
The 49ers earned the NFC's top seed.
On the first play of the game, CMC
Dynamite! Join all of our shows. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Dials, and Watkins. And the Drive Guys as they follow their quest for a 6th Super Bowl title.
Pressured right away by Young and sacked by Eric Armstead.
Sactown Sports is your home for San Francisco 49ers football.
San Francisco!
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by AutoAccident.com.
I'm Eileen Javor in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Starting out with patchy areas of fog and some low clouds this morning, but it should give way to more sunshine going into the afternoon with partly cloudy skies. We'll be in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
When accidents turn life upside down, AutoAccident.com is in your corner. Compassionate advice, loyal support, and the courage to fight for you. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Have you ever envisioned having $500,000 in advertising to conquer the remodel market, but felt overwhelmed at the thought of going it alone? Now you don't have to. Join Subcontractors United and share your advertising with 2 other contractors in your trade. Get $500,000 in advertising for only $1,042 a month. We are so sure this will work that we're giving away free advertising until June 2024 to qualified contractors. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store. And I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration, February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Well, our good friend T.C. Martin, very active in the local sports scene, former host.
That's right.
Saturday nights?
Or Saturdays. For sure. Weekends, yeah.
Back when I got my start, he was on. And he is the, shall we say, the brains and the brawn behind the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame, which is a fantastic thing. And a lot of folks we know, and you know, are members. And it's that time again.
That's right. More going in.
So this week we're going to be visiting with a few of them that have made the 916 in the greater Sacramento area proud. And I gotta wonder, Jason, this one's a little different. Is what we're about to welcome in our friend Nick, because up until this week, I gotta think Christmases, whatever, in the Nick Johnson household and the greater family, maybe there's been a little bit of trash talking because Uncle Larry.
Yes, already there.
Went in the Hall of Fame in 2016.
Yeah.
That's been a good 8 years. And now that can stop because new inductee Nick Johnson joins us right now. Nick, it's Dave, it's Jason. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Great.
So is the trash talking going to stop now that you got 2 Hall of Famers in the same family?
Not with Larry. He's tough on me. He's got 2,200 hits, but he'll take it easy on me now.
Nick, I'm thinking, what it was just when you first heard that you're going to be going into the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame, I'm sure it flashes back to being born here, going to McClatchy, obviously having a major league career, but just kind of that honor. What did it mean to you to find out that you're going into the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame?
I was blessed, honored. All the talent that comes out of here, and there's so many great athletes that come out of Sacramento, and just to be one of them chosen is special. I'm gonna have fun with it.
It's funny because when you think about Hall of Famers, like 70-year-old dude sitting on the couch, you're a little bit younger than me, Nick. You've been retired for a minute. But you're still quite the young man. So just give us an insight. And, I don't want to get too personal or anything, but what's life for Nick Johnson like these days?
Chasing kids. I got 3 kids, so chasing them around. A lot of golf. I'm working on my golf game. So you know how tough that game is. I heard you talk about that.
Yeah.
Just trying to see how good I could get.
Yeah, you say it's tough, and I have not played with you, Nick. But Dave, don't you get the feeling like if we showed up and Nick would just like pipe it like 350 down the? I mean, do you just hit bombs?
You do. Come on, be honest.
I'm a 6.
Oh, okay. How tough the game can be.
I got still things to work on with the guys I play with.
Well, I'm going to ask the question everybody wants to know, though. All right, you pull out the big boy. You're on the first tee. What are we averaging around off the tee, Nick? Now, hold on. Before you answer, Jason, let's play a guessing game. I'm going to say averaging 290.
Okay, I'll go 3.
3?
Yeah.
Nick?
Dave, you got it. About 290.
Oh, yeah. But we're in the neighborhood.
Well, the thing is, here, let me pull back the curtain for a second because Nick just made a reference there. So the thing is, Nick and I have been Facebook friends for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so occasionally I'll get really done with golf and I'll post some sort of
that's like every 2 years.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll just go on this whole soliloquy.
Yeah, I hate the game.
Does anyone want to buy the clubs
Right.
and all that? And Nick, I would imagine I've never been a professional athlete before. You have. Do you find that having played in those high pressure, crazy in front of 50,000 people at Yankee Stadium type situations, like, do you still get into the mental competitiveness of golf, and does your baseball career help you at times with that?
I'd like to say yes, but golf, way different. I'd rather be on a ball field than have a 3-foot putt to win the match. The nerves in golf are so much different, but in golf, you got to go chase your foul balls too.
So you really would rather be in the batter's box staring at Randy Johnson than lining up for a 3-foot putt?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Just a different breed.
Nick Johnson joining us, and one of the things, I hope Nick doesn't kill me here, but I want to share this story. I'll share the surface of the story. Again, Nick, love you. Don't kill me here, but I remember years and years ago, it had to be 10 or 12 years ago. And there was a there was a listener to this station that was having some really bad personal issues and needed to go visit some family. And I had put word out on Facebook. And I won't even get into the specifics of what he did. Let me just say this. Nick contacted me privately, basically said, whatever he needs, I got it. We executed the play. Guy got to where he wanted to go. And I said, Nick, you got to let me talk. He said, I don't, and this is where I say, don't kill me, Nick, because I'm violating that. He said, don't even mention it. Just, and
now here you are.
And now here he is being outed. But honestly, one of the things that's great about social media and being able to contact people is, I guarantee you that's not the first time Nick's done something like that. I guarantee you that's probably a fairly regular thing. And you mentioned chasing kids, Nick. I imagine in your second career, which is tougher than your first, which is raising children, that your ethics and your morals and the way you carry yourself, which is part of the reason I think why you are a Hall of Famer. That's something I would imagine very important for you to pass on.
Absolutely. Anytime you can help somebody out or, just be around, that's what I'm there for. I love helping kids and, just got kids come over in the garage and just try to give them the basics where hit off the tee and take something home where you can continue to work and let the parents come in and listen and take a couple nuggets home and go have fun with the game.
As we're talking with Nick Johnson, soon to be Sacramento Sports Hall of Famer. So if we go back to your early days of growing up playing sports, playing baseball, obviously you're becoming better and better. You get to high school at McClatchy. When did you know, Nick, that, hey, I might be able to take this to the highest of levels and someday be a major leaguer?
I would say playing varsity as a freshman, that gave me a lot of confidence, and confidence goes a long way. Back then playing against Derek Lee over at El Camino and all those guys and all the scouts being out there. But, being a freshman playing varsity, I started getting that itch and thinking, man, I'm decent at this game. And then you just continue to work and things progress from there.
How much pride also, you're in the middle of your career, you're trying to do your own thing, but you mentioned Derek Lee over at El Camino, or as I like to say, Winston Churchill Junior High. But you also had, depending on your timing, you had Jeff Jenkins at Cordova, Chris Bosio. You had a lot of, Greg Vaughn, a lot of local talent, of which half of which seemed to go to the Brewers for some reason, but all this local talent that was coming out of Sacramento in that period of time. And I wouldn't say you're carrying that legacy with you, but I got to imagine the 916 was always in the back of your head.
It was great, Dave. In Sacramento back, I wish it was still this way, but the guys never big leagued us. We would go work out with Vaughn and Binion and those guys that were in the big leagues, but we were in the minor leagues. And just to show us, they're showing us what hard work is, getting up at, 5:30, going to Rancho Arroyo back then, and just being able to rub elbows with those guys and work out with them was huge.
Well, and I've played a lot of golf with Vaughn. I haven't played with Vigna, but I'll bet you he's pretty decent. Do you get a chance to ever go out with any of these guys and see how they take their baseball swings down a few feet to the little white ball?
Yeah, I play with Greg quite a bit.
Yeah,
that guy he's got phenomenal hands. So he's really special around the greens.
Does he get you down to his spot in Elk Grove to slap it around, or do you guys generally go? Nobody has home field advantage.
Yeah, when he's in town, he's all he's a big traveler. So,
yeah.
So Valley High is a nice track.
Yeah, it is a nice track.
What do you think? I'd be curious, Nick, about now that you've been out of baseball for a while, the current state of it. I mean, I think we've got as good a players in Major League Baseball as we've seen, but it's going through, the popularity of what football's doing and basketball and still trying to figure out the best way to promote it, some rule changes and all this stuff. Just what do you think of the state of Major League Baseball right now?
Ohtani, 700. It's got to be going pretty well.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
No, the guys are good, really good. The talent is special. Every night I got a game on in the house, just watching. It's unbelievable talent where you just sit back and watch these guys go to work.
And as a player, but also now as a fan and always a student of the game, when you look at the new rule changes, which were, pretty well received, the limits on, on the pitcher and the batter, the timers, all that stuff to quicken up the game. Are you one of those whatever helps the game grow guys? Or are you one of those, look, tradition's there for a reason. It's been around a long time. Leave it alone. Or I don't want to put words in your mouth. Where do you fall?
I'm more leave it alone guy.
Yeah.
Keep the bases how they were. Blow up the catcher if need be, and flip somebody or drill somebody the right way if they need to be drilled. So I'm the older school way.
Well, in that way too, you were, especially through the Yankees organization, that was a team that liked to get on base, walks, however you could do it. Now it's not everything is, home run or nothing or launch angle, but it is a little different. What do you see as a former hitter, like the different approaches now when guys are stepping in the box?
It's all or nothing nowadays. And I would still go back to, it's funny in the playoffs, the World Series, you'll start seeing small ball.
Yeah.
And that's what wins games. And I just wish they would do that more throughout the year, not just in the World Series or the playoffs. You ask a guy to lay a bunt down in the biggest stage, and he hasn't even done it all year.
I'm sorry, Nick. I was going to say it's funny because you and I, again, we're pretty much the same age. And I wonder if it's like a boomer thing, because I'm 100% with you. I've kind of lost a lot of interest over the last few years. And I grew up a Roger Craig, Will Clark Giants guy. And, the double switch, manufacturing a run, you beat out an infield single, steal second, bunt him to third, sack fly. I love that. It was a chess match, and 2-1, 3-1 games, I'm all over that. And now, again, boomer here, but it sounds like it's like just sit back, swing from your ass as hard as you can, and wait for the 3-run jack.
Totally. You take the in-game management out of it. You're going to double switch. The pitcher. You're going to let the pitcher go another inning. Blah blah blah. I like the old school way of the battle between managers,
Yeah, and I would say even pitching too. To me, it seems like, Nick, we're seeing more guys that hit 100 than we ever did before, at least that I recall. Are you seeing it that same way?
I am. That's fast. There's a number in my head, and that is comfortable. But once you start getting triple digits, that's got some hair on it now. It's coming in there pretty quick.
Nick Johnson joining us. You mentioned earlier kids coming over to the garage, and if they can take something away and show them how to put bat on ball and all the good stuff. Have you ever been, or are you because dude, obviously just talking to you on the air and when we know you off a little bit, your baseball IQ is through the roof. Have you ever considered, being a manager someday, getting in there and living that life again?
That life's the grind, Dave. You got to go back to the minor leagues and start getting on the buses again like you were 17, 18 years old. And I got 3 kids and a wife, and I'm watching them grow up now and being close to home. I was away too much, and now it's all about them and locking it in around Sacramento.
So, Nick, when you're at your Hall of Fame induction for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame, what kind of memories and reflections are you going to be thinking of that night?
Everybody that helped me along the way to get there, the guys that were in the trenches, with me, the 17, 18 years old, and all the great teammates I had along the way, and a lot of fun, a lot of early mornings, getting up and, workouts, hitting, all that stuff. It just, it's special, and some people don't know what it takes, and you got to say no sometimes to a lot of things.
Nick, congratulations. It's well deserved. Honest to God, you look, Jason, you've been here forever. I'm a native. We both ride or die for this city. And this, Nick, it's something a little extra for Sacramentans when one of our own is out there doing anything, especially in the sports world. So we appreciate the fact that You always carried yourself with class and dignity, and you continue to do that after your career. And maybe one of these days, when we've had a good ratings book, maybe Jason, when you've had a good call, something like that, maybe we can call you up, get out on the course, and have our egos completely destroyed one day.
Sounds good, guys. Look forward to it.
All right, brother.
Congrats.
Take care. Congrats, Nick. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care. That's Nick Johnson. He's a good dude.
300, 290. I'm a 6.
I'm a 6.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is 100%
him.
real. No, really, good for him. Honest to God, he's a good dude. He deserves it. And thanks to TC and everybody for putting that together. You said Leon Lee later this week?
Yeah, I think tomorrow. How about that?
Oh, I'm already getting nervous.
You're going to call him like Mr.
Lee.
Sir.
100%. There will be no Leons out of my mouth unless I'm talking about like Spinks or something. But not with him. Okay. Mr. Lee or Sir. And he'll probably get on me about it too. But it doesn't matter. He's always going to be Mr. Lee. So we'll take a break. When we come back, Mr. Salsbury is going to join us. Sean Salsbury, that is. Just a 1-minute break right here on Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks like Grave Digger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Golden One Center this weekend. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Great Clips. Visit monsterjam.com today.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Let's get on with it. Well, it's Houston Texans. Yeah. It was looking good at the half, though.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine there's a single look. If there's somebody in Sean's market of Houston and the greater Houston area that is, of course, you're going to be disappointed at the loss, but that isn't beaming and ecstatic over the job D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud and the rest of that team did. I don't know what to tell you. Joining us right now, Sean Salsbury. Good morning, Sean. And as somebody who works in that market, I got to think disappointed in the loss, but you got to be over the moon of the season.
No doubt in the future. And, I love that D'Amico is proud of his team and all these guys, but I haven't heard one guy mention these phrases. We were on house money, which that phrase is awful. No player should ever say that because you never know when you're getting back, and that they didn't, no moral victories. The moral victory is a long term that could end up being more than just a moral victory, is what you're looking for down the road. And they've got a chance. And what they saw in Baltimore, the thing that they need is to be able to, and it's good. You learn from teams that have been there and are better than you in certain things. And that's dominating the line of scrimmage and running the football effectively, where you can win by that in January. Physical. And D'Amico has stated that. They've got some things they want to do, but I didn't have anybody come on the show and rip all week long the Texans to shred. Disappointment in what they did. Even in that game, they tease you because they go into halftime tied. You're like, damn, are you serious?
And had momentum.
Right. And then all of a sudden you say, maybe we're going to get them too. But you know what? The better team won, and they built something special. They've got great players, and they've got a great quarterback. And we have, at the beginning of a great quarterback, he and CJ and Lamar may do it different, but both the impactful part of carrying their team and making players around them better. So, man, the disappointment, yes, but they're pumped. Josh Hader is now at Astros, so they get to jump right into that and say, woo, we're pretty good there too, and have been. So I think that, put it this way, football is relevant in a big way again here in Houston, and it hasn't been like that for some time, and there's no chaos or drama. The only drama they may face, and that's the bitter part about being good, is you may lose Bobby Slowick to be a head coach, your coordinator, and then Gerard Johnson, who's the quarterback coach, has relationships with, coaches around the league and is our quarterback coach here. Maybe somebody grabs him. So you'd be looking for a new coordinator and quarterback coach, but no disappointment here at all. A hell of a run, no moral victories, but a great future.
I was thinking about, Sean, every year, like the hardest part too of the NFL is kind of continuing because people in your own division last year, Jacksonville kind of won the division. They were probably the team to pick, and then they don't make it. So do you see elements of staying power here for the Texans to kind of get right back to where they were this year?
I do. And, the thing is that Trevor Lawrence's consistency at the position, right?
Mm-hmm.
We waited. He made a jump last year. We're thinking MVP, top 5-6 guy this year. And I actually thought he took a step back. I don't think he played as well as we expected him to play. And neither did the team. At one point, we thought they could win home field advantage in the AFC. And I use it all the time, my man, about sustained success. A lot of people have game success. A lot of people have a couple game success, maybe even a season. But the sustained success of, okay, we got there, not to say, okay, hey, listen, man, we win 10 games, we're going to be in it every year, is if you want to be a January team, then don't get better, don't challenge yourself. But that's not the way this coach thinks. And I know it's not the way Doug Peterson thinks. He's in. Listen, they go out next year. Steelers ain't bad. The Browns have got Watson. Look around the AFC, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Herbert, coaching champ. You got to run through a gauntlet in the AFC. So you can be really good. All 4 teams over 500 in the AFC North now make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Burrow's going to be back healthy. It's crazy. So the sustained success is important of keeping guys the core of your team. Even though some guys have been good, if you're making an A, don't you want an A+? I got to go out and upgrade. And there's certain positions they're going to need to upgrade. Maybe another playmaking wide receiver. If a guy like Chris Jones is available, because they want defensive line help, that's a game wrecker. So there are a few things that you watch other teams that they have, but you got a foundation. So sustained success, I think they can. The roster and the coach and the quarterback tell me you're starting at the top, and those two, and I think Nick Cassera should be up for Executive of the Year with the way he did his thing. So at the top, it's good. Leadership, buy-in from both the quarterback and the head coach from other guys on the roster. So it's there. And then now the question is consistency. And you got to be a little lucky too, guys, from injury and the rest of it. So I do believe they can sustain it because they got the right guys at the top.
That's Sean Salsbury with us. Sean, not the best game for Brock Purdy, not the best game for the Niners, but they squeaked it out. We've talked about this before. Can you help me with why it seems like so much of the national media is just waiting and hoping that Brock Purdy fails? Are they trying to justify their own predictions? Is this a scouting embarrassment? You've been in national media at the highest levels. Can you put your finger on it?
No, and it actually, this sounds like cheesy, like I'm in that Mean Girls movie. It grosses me out.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Listen, are there quarterbacks more gifted that can throw it farther, that can run faster? Yeah, a bit bigger, 6'5". Yet, here, the perfect case in point. How many Super Bowls has Josh Allen been? And I think Josh Allen's special. I'm just talking about the guy. You know what it tells me, first off, of a national media that plenty of them don't watch tape, that it's all just opinion-based without any validation on what you saw, that you're just throwing it out there and hoping people listen and you can battle about it on some dumbass hot take show, that you're not studying the quarterback position the way you should. I didn't ask for – this isn't the Olympic Games where I'm asking for your decathlon winner. I said best quarterback. I could go to Joe Montana. Joe Montana wasn't the most physical.
That's right.
He didn't have the strongest arm. He had good players, but Joe made them – if they were great, he kept them there. I don't know. I've never understood it. Why? And you should be. This is a story we should all root for. Yeah. 7th round pick, last pick of the draft. Had to struggle to make the team. Shows me that he's better in in big games than maybe he even is in games that are maybe less important. Although the Baltimore game was important. My point is, talk about sustained success. 2 years, NFC Championship game. He wins. He's almost 70%. Missed the game and threw for over 4,000 yards. Has overcome some adversity. He's the second most at least with about 2 weeks to go. He was most yards in the league at quarterback and 32nd in pass attempts, which tells me he's accurate for running after the catch, and he's averaging like 9.8 yards of completion. Or per attempt. I don't get it. Maybe because he doesn't look the part of a big physical guy. Josh Allen's turned the ball over 21 times this year. In a loss, we're telling everybody's praise how great he is, and I get it. If Diggs catches that ball, and I understand. I think we love the spectacular. We're praising Jordan Love, who's going to be a great player, for throwing. If Brock Purdy would have thrown the pick Love through, the people would want him out nationally. They'd say, so it's diarrhea of the mouth. I do study the position. I'm not that smart, but I do know this position, and I look at. I don't know what do you want? Do you want him to be 6'4", 220, and then do this? I mean, the guy has no business as a 7th-round pick. Most guys don't make a team. I understand he's got great players. So you're telling T.J. Watt must suck then. If T.J. Watt has to suck, why? Because he's got good players too, and T.J. Watt, they didn't go to Super Bowl. So T.J. Watt, it must be that he's not any good. No, T.J. Watt's great. Okay. Oh, Myles Garrett's team lost to the Texans. Guess what that means? Myles Garrett's not any good because, well, he's a great player, but he's not any good because he's got other good players around him. I don't understand the concept of having good players. Isn't that the object, to go get good players on a team and then have a quarterback keep them there? I'll pound the table for Purdy. I don't know if he's going to win this weekend. I know this, though, as far as 2 seasons go, this is quarterback, not athlete. There's some great ones out there. He's not going to win a Superstars competition, but he's tough. He throws it on time and accurate. And if Kyle Shanahan likes him, the guys that talk about him on TV don't mean a hill of beans to me. It tells me it's lazy analysis. The object is to have good players and have a quarterback. Now, is he going to go and take Carolina to the playoffs in the Super Bowl? Probably not, because he may not be the guy that elevates them. But why are we punishing a guy for being on a good team? I just don't get it. And I think it's lazy, and I think it's a narrative that they have no matter what. If he goes and wins the Super Bowl, what are they going to say? It's only because McCaffrey or Debo Samuel or George Kittle? Nah. If that guy under center can't throw it accurately and doesn't lead, then you ain't going to a Super Bowl no matter how talented you are. I think the national media, in some sense, with the Brock Purdy stuff, is stuff I can't say on radio that I could say on a podcast. I will rip their ass to shreds like I did on mine. It's simply lazy analysis and diarrhea of the mouth. You're not watching the position the way you should.
Sean, on evaluating the position, I feel like everything you said about Brock is spot on. His superpowers, read and react, timing on target. But it appears when it's wet and when it's a rainy situation, he loses some of that. What are the challenges for him when that's slightly off, whether the weather is affecting some of that greatness that he has?
Well, I think, it affects receivers. It affects quarterbacks. If I had a dime for every quarterback it affected when it got a little inclement, that maybe had a little smaller hand, I never had a problem with it because I'm 6'5", big hands, and I could grip the ball. Yet I sure as hell didn't throw it as accurate to make the good decisions he had just using myself. I watched David Craig, who had small hands, fumble a lot, but always when he was going good, there was nobody better. Those are things you can't control. Hopefully you put a glove on or you're still accurate. But how many times a year are you, and I know January brings inclement weather, but can't we do that outside of maybe a Mahomes or an Allen or Stroud? Stroud didn't play his best game. It was cold, and we know he can throw it. Crap happens. You're going to lay it on the ground once in a while. I'm not going to punish him because, well, again, 2 NFC Championship games and one he didn't get to finish. So we'll judge it now. And let's see, this game, and then it'll be NFC Championship game. Will it be at home? Maybe it'll be cold. So, we could find something to criticize everybody about, including Purdy. If the worst thing I'm going to say about Brock Purdy is that if it's raining hard, he doesn't grip the ball as well, but still didn't turn it over last week, then I'm okay with that. He's not the perfect, poster child for perfection, check mark down the list, but I win with him. He's accurate. And when they tell me he doesn't throw the ball down the field, you know who the second most accurate quarterback in deep ball throws is this year?
Oh.
Brock Purdy.
Well,
Purdy.
Well.
So I get that you want the specimen, but give me a guy who accurately and once in a while may struggle with a glove on or laid it down in bad weather. I know a lot of guys who did that. Weather, that's part of the reason people put a roof on, that they want their quarterback to play in good weather. It's going to happen. We'll see how he deals with it. I couldn't root harder for him, and even more now because the guy deals with so much crap that if he'd have been the third pick of the draft, people wouldn't be able to stop praising and singing his praises and root for him. It's the oddest thing on the planet. It really is to me when it comes to football.
As we say goodbye, because we're out of time, just real quick, are you? Let's be honest here. It's safe space. Are you still 6'5"? Because I used to be 6'4", and I'm 6'3" now. I feel like I'm shrinking.
Well, I went into the doctor's office for my a yearly checkup that I do every year. You know, when you hit, when you hit 30 years old, like I am.
Was it? Hey, was it that checkup? You know what I'm saying? Was it the one?
Oh, the prostate check?
Yeah.
Not yet. I had that done last year, and I asked the doctor, "Hey, could you do that twice?" Oh, really? Oh, no, Doc. I don't think you got it right. Here, try that again. This was just just do all the blood once a year. Just blood, make sure that all your levels. And I'm healthier now than I was when I was 40, and that's the truth. But they measured you to. I was 77 inches, and to my knowledge, that's still 6'5".
Yes, look at you.
There you go.
That baby.
Close, but I'm down. I am down 52 pounds. I'm training my ass off. So there you go.
Look at that
for you.
The healthy, younger Sean Salsbury.
And nobody gives a fuzzy rat's ass either.
NFL comeback.
Well, I'm biased here, but I certainly hope we're talking to you about a Niners versus somebody Super Bowl this time next Tuesday. Either way, we'll have fun with it. Thanks as always for all of your insight, and have a good week, my brother.
Thanks, guys. Me too, and I can't wait. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Take care. That's Sean Salsbury. When we come back, 4 down territory. Ooh, there's a question in here I love. Obviously, we're talking football. We're talking broadcasters. We're talking money. Shout out Jeff tomorrow. I don't know. We'll do all that next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Eileen Javor in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Starting out with patchy areas of fog and some low clouds this morning, but it should give way to more sunshine going into the afternoon with partly cloudy skies. We'll be in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Sam Moore, Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
The recent storm has caused dangerous driving conditions for us. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down. Be alert and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
The Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration is back Sunday, February 4th at Thunder Valley Casino. Meet and greet the class of 2024. Matt Barnes, James Donaldson, Leon Lee, and Jamie Whitmore. Don't miss Sacramento's best sports night of the year. Food served between 6 and 7 p.m. Live entertainment with comedian Dennis Gaxiola. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration Sunday night, February 4th. All info, go to SacSportsHof.com.
Don't miss out on New Year's savings at Folsom Lake Kia. Low prices and payments on your favorite new Kia models. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia, right here in Sacramento for over 25 years, or FolsomLakeKia.com.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is back. 2 big old nights, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Walker Hayes, and more. 2-day GA tickets are on sale now, starting at $85, or upgrade your experience with VIP or pit passes. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Oak Ridge Winery.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Awesome. Hey, babe, can you check the front door? My package is here.
Yeah, on it. Hey, are we still watching our show tonight?
New episode on Prime? You bet. That reminds me, let's hit Whole Foods this afternoon. We need snack supplies.
From package deliveries to entertainment and even fresh groceries, Amazon is in front of thousands of customers every single day. Learn how you can leverage their reach for your business. Text digital to 916-766-5105 now. Make the smart move. Text digital to 916-766-5105.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration, February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Thanks to Sean Salsbury. Thanks to Nick Johnson before him. Styles and Watkins will join us in a little over an hour.
Yeah.
I say we do something different today.
What's that?
Celebrity birthdays.
You want to do that today?
Let's do that today, and let's do it with them.
I can come up with some.
Today, and we got to get to 4 down territory. But I completely forgot, and this is where I love Facebook. Today, Jason, is a very special day.
A memory?
It is a memory.
Is it one for you specific, or
it's one for all of us?
Society would know.
It's this. Well, you're gonna know when I play it.
Okay, outside of this market, would people know?
No.
Oh,
inside this market.
Specific.
Yes, it is. Market.
And what year?
This was 9 years ago today. I'll give you the setup. Guy Haberman in studio. Bobby Jackson next to him. Sideline reporter, insider, Bill Horrenda talking about DeMarcus Cousins' all-star chances. Not ringing a bell?
No.
Well, one of my favorite clips of all time. Bill Horrenda on DeMarcus Cousins' chances to make the all-star team.
Kenny, they all say he's on their all-star team. He's on mine as well. I think DeMarcus would be he'd be well prepared to be packed for New York City.
All right, what's on the agenda today? What's on the agenda, Bill?
Well, first of all, I got to get my voice together.
Yeah, I'm about to say get some cough drops.
Energy early. Defense. And then a big nice for DeMarcus or Rudy. That's DJ.
Bill, it is great to talk to you, but it's even better to talk to you tonight. Thank you.
Pleasure, guys.
You just came back. You came back too late, Bill. I need some hot tea, baby.
Yeah,
some hot tea. Absolutely. All right.
No, I would. It rings a bell now, but yeah, I would not have remembered that.
Oh my God, it's one of my favorite. The poor Bill.
Yeah,
there was, and Bobby's just losing.
Exactly.
Bobby Jackson. In fact, April will be, I think, the 13th. Bobby's got 2 big anniversaries with me on Facebook. This one where Bobby's laugh just does it. And then the most immortal sentence I've ever seen on Facebook. Bobby Jackson about 12 years ago. Out of toilet paper, goodbye socks.
Yes. I remember that.
Every single year I don't think he likes it. I bring it up, but sorry, Bob. There's no
he posted it.
He posted it. It's fair game. 4-down territory right now, please. Question 1, Christopher Ladd. Quickly. Manual.
Of the teams that lost this weekend, which one do you have the most faith in getting back to the second weekend of the playoffs?
It's tough to go against the Packers, man. But I'm going to say the Bills. Bills are good. Bills are good. I don't know that they'll get past the second week of the playoffs. But the Bills I see no reason that they're not going to be a mainstay.
I don't know if I have faith in any of them, but I'm going to say the Packers, actually, because of the NFC, I think, is a little bit more open. The AFC is just brutal. Sean just brought that up. And they're the youngest team. So, yeah, I'll say Green Bay.
Second down.
Better QB story this year, Flacco or Mayfield?
It's tough. They're both really good stories. I'm going to say Mayfield just because he did it for the entire season. He was completely counted out, and he got his team semi-close for a minute to the NFC Championship game. But I'll take all answers here.
Yeah, I think there's no wrong one. They're both great stories. I'm going to go Flacco just on the thought, too.
You're wrong.
That he ends up being their 4th quarterback they started, got him to the postseason. They rested him in week 18, to protect him. That's how valuable he became. And now their GM's talking about bringing him back. So from a guy that was basically out of this league to making a difference for the Browns, I think that story is Joe Flacco.
Third down.
Rank the main football broadcast crews from 1 to 4. Buck and Aikman, Tirico and Collinsworth, Nance and Romo, Buckhurt and Olsen.
What?
Sorry. I'll explain off the air. I will go honestly, number 1, Buck and Aikman. Number 2, Nance and Romo. And then this one's tough. I'm still going to go Tirico, Collinsworth, but I hate putting Burkhart and Olsen last. The only reason I'm doing that is Burkhart is still kind of the junior to them, but he's fantastic. Like, he's going to be around a long time. Greg Olsen just kind of annoys me. He's good, but God, he gets annoying sometimes. I can't put my finger on it. So does Romo a little bit. I like Greg Olsen, but there's just sometimes he grates on me.
Yeah, I might have it in this exact order that Chris read it. So it's Buck and Aikman, Tirico and Collinsworth for me. I'm really debating on whether Burkhart and Olsen are 3 and Nance. Like Romo, I feel has dropped off.
He has.
And he makes a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Which, it's like, hey, people, it is different than, it's more of rules or recognition or stuff that's more common sense,
the
I should say.
The further he gets from the game playing, the worse he gets. For me, it's Nance carries it. I'm with you.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. 4th down.
If it was your decision, would you play Debo this week?
Yeah, if he can play, you play him. I understand. I'm not immune to taking it easy with him, but you don't gamble with the NFC Championship. And you know what? If you play and he gets hurt and he can't play in the Super Bowl, then so be it. But you got to get to the Super Bowl. It's all hands on deck every single game for the rest of the year, which would be 2.
Yeah, to me, I agree with you. Unless you get 100% word like, hey, this is way too risky. Okay, now you can't put the players' career in jeopardy. I don't think anything's like that. But
if you're up 35-3 at the half or something like that, pull him.
Yeah. But if it's my choice, play him.
You kind of got to. It's all in. I guess you would say poker wise. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot and who's not?
Ooh.
I don't know. We'll also recap the 3 of the key for the Kings and Hawks and more right here on Sactown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports.
Beachhead Deli on 711 K Street is now your place to go in downtown Sacramento prior to all the games, concerts, and events. Conveniently located just across the street from the arena, Beachhead Deli features the finest gourmet sandwiches and craft beverages anywhere. Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street is also your premier lunch destination 7 days a week. Come by and say hi to new owner Brad Wakai. He's so excited to take care of all your taste bud needs. That's Beachhead Deli at 711 K Street in Sacramento.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
prove it.
He had a franchise record 70 points. He's 24 of 41 from the field. He was 21 of 23 from the free throw line. He also had 18 rebounds to go along with 5 assists.
Share the ball.
Share the ball the right way. Can we just take a pause for a second? I've talked a lot about how he's kind of a free throw merchant. Well, don't foul him then. I get it. And the Sixers are annoying and blah, blah, blah. Can we just take a moment and get back up to 50,000 feet and appreciate the fact that there was a long time and a long place where we as basketball fans wondered if Joel Embiid would ever actually really play.
True.
There was a time, like the first full year he played, when anytime Joel Embiid would hit the deck, like everyone would cringe. It was, for Sacramento fans, it was a lot like when Harry Giles played, and you worried about his health constantly. And Joel Embiid has gone from, his first 3 years basically barely or not playing at all due to injury, of which a lot of people speculated this was Greg Oden part 2. This was Sam Bowie part 2, though they're different. And now we've got a first ballot Hall of Fame career. He's scoring 70. He's an MVP. He might win another one this year. I think it's kind of sometimes cool to like step back and go, wow, this very well couldn't have happened. None of it.
Right.
And here we are, and he's put together a, knock on wood, very hard, a relatively, he didn't play 82 a year.
Yeah.
But he's put together a nice run of seasons, and I'm glad for that. There's nothing that sucks more than, talent that, like Greg Oden, like Brandon Roy,
right.
Guys
missed
like
opportunities, missed chances.
I hate that stuff. So
70 though, man.
Hey, all right, guys. Is 70 points Joel Embiid's career high when he retires?
Yes.
No.
Wow. Considering I think it was the 8th time in the history of the league, 70 or more.
He had 17 missed shots.
And he missed a few free
There's a lot
throws.
to clean up.
Yeah.
Who's not?
Minnesota Timberwolves. And it's strange because Karl Anthony Towns, he had a franchise record 62 points, 44 coming in the first half.
Yeah.
Timberwolves had an 18-point lead on the then 9-win Hornets, but were outscored 36-18 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and their coach was not happy at all about that. We played some of his comments earlier. Here's a little more of that as I unmute the site here, and here's a little more of that.
It was an absolute disgusting performance of defense and immature basketball all the way through the game. So it really didn't slip away. It had been there from the jump. So this is what happens when you have this type of approach.
That's Chris Finch.
Yeah.
Not happy. By the way,
Hornets got the win and traded Terry Rozier.
They got the win. They traded Scary Terry. And, in Willoty Watch, how about this for the Timberwolves? In NBA history, there have been 415 instances where a team had a winning percentage of 225 or lower, was facing an opponent with a 700 or higher winning percentage, and trailed by 15 or more points entering the fourth quarter. It's happened a lot, 415 times. Teams were 0-414 in that situation before the Hornets won last night. And somewhere, St. Paul Dave is on the radio right now.
Just melting down.
Melting down.
We don't deserve the 1 seed.
But it's more like, hey, we don't deserve the 1 seed, Hey, we don't deserve it. It's cold outside. Let's go eat some lutefisk.
He's from Sweden?
Yeah, you've changed.
They're kind of Swedish up there.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't you know?
Oh, I know.
It's the worst loss of the year. Why am I?
I don't know. It's morphing.
English now again.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm the Peaky Blinders.
I told you the story how I confused Peaky Blinders with Black Mirror.
No. How?
My friend asked me, like, oh, have you seen the show Black Mirror? That seems like something you would really like. And I said, yeah. And if you know anything about Black Mirror, this sounds insane. I said, I saw people were talking about it. I saw the first episode and it was kind of boring and I really wasn't into it.
And that was
Peaky Blinders instead of Black Mirror, which no one should say is boring.
Right, at all. I watched a couple episodes of Peaky Blinders on the plane back, and I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, or if I'm going to continue. Like it was interesting enough, and then the guy from Jurassic Park plays the cop that goes against them.
The Raptor?
Sam Neill.
Oh, Sam Neill.
Yeah, he's he's got like this heavy accent too. He's
do it.
He's like,
hey,
none of that Peaky Blinders stuff going on around here. It's time to bring down the thunder. Right? That's basically
Sam Neill in here.
It's basically him.
Yeah.
Look out! There's a big dinosaur. Let's start running. Why did I turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger now?
You sound like the fifth member of ABBA.
They did the song "Dancing Queen." It's fantastic. Don't you know? See, that was me. That was me back in Minnesota. That was St. Paul Dave talking about ABBA.
Yeah.
3 in the key right now, please. Let's recap. Da-da-da-da.
Okay, here we go. We predicted yesterday Kings and Hawks. Here's our first one of 3 in the key. We asked for points by Red Velvet. Revenge game, Kevin Herter. Dave, you said 17. I said 16. Chris said 15. All close in number there. Chris for the win because Kevin Herter had 8. Chris is the closest.
That's like a quarter point.
We asked for the Kings' largest deficit. Dave, you said they would never trail. I said they would trail by 9. Chris said by 6. Dave, you're the closest because they trailed by 2.
Yes!
2-0 and 5-3.
Yeah,
Or 7-5.
7-5. Because I actually did go back and look at one point. I was like, did they trail? Oh, they kind of did.
Just 2 times.
Yeah.
And then your random stat, you said there would be, I put Sabonis chance, but then I put 2. So maybe you meant 2 Sabonis chance.
I did.
I know there was at least 1 for certain. I don't know if there's 2, but I'm going to give you credit for that one.
Hold on. Domantas Sabonis.
You know, every time it happens, again, I always take one ear just to listen, and you can kind of, you know what? And then I looked and I made magic eyes with the fan to my left, the lady there, and she was going.
She was singing it
clearly.
Yeah.
All right.
I think honestly, once Domas's wife posted about it on Instagram, it's official. It's not at Kevin De Bruyne level yet, but that's a long way to go.
Up to the postseason.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get there.
Exactly.
I said 2 Kings will score 30 or more. Well, there was only 1, and surprise, surprise, it was Harrison Barnes.
Hey.
So I don't know that I get that one. I don't think I do. Chris said his random stat: the Kings would win by 15 or more. Well, they won by 15. Look at that.
He actually gets 2 points for that.
Yes.
I mean, you nail it straight on, you get the points.
Thank God for that technical at the end.
Exactly.
Real quick, let's go to JR. JR, good morning.
Oh, boy.
He's been holding.
Okay.
We appreciate the patience. You're on with Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, and me.
Take off, you hosers.
Hey, somebody put on the text line, they said, that's the worst accent impersonation I've ever heard.
I don't know what country it's from. It is a mutt, dude.
I know.
It is
No country for old
Hey,
men.
how you doing? You're governor. Yeah, you're all over the map, but you're having a lot of fun today, CMD. You are excited. Hey, I never knew Bobby Jack said no toilet paper, goodbye socks.
Goodbye socks.
Classic.
Yeah, that's coming up, I think,
That
in
is a
April.
meme. You know, that is a meme all over the internet. It's like a college meme, and it's friggin' hilarious. Now I'm going to do a face in the hole and put Bobby Jack's face in there and send that out. Hey, it was nice to scoop the cobwebs off the beam, and let's give it up to Harrison. That was a great first half.
That's a British crow.
British
Falcon. Because that's the thing.
It would be more civilized.
Okay. This is why I always get confused. And I know we got a break here. A falcon doesn't caw, right? That's a crow, but we just saying caw for the falcon because we don't know what a noise a falcon makes.
No, it makes like a.
So we're kind of adopting the caw of the crow for the falcon, but it's inaccurate. But it just sounds dumb to be like Black Falcon. Is that what we're doing?
Is it a dolphin?
Right. That's caw. Has anyone in the history of sports ever been nicknamed the Dolphin other than a dolphin, like Miami Dolphin? Has there ever been like Fred the Dolphin Lundgren?
I bet it was some swimmer.
Yeah.
You're probably you're absolutely right. Mark the Dolphin Spitz. Big time.
That's a sentence.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Niners at 9. We've got updates for you and so much more. Just a 2-minute break here. Don't go away. We're right back.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Looking to own or lease? We have options for everyone. Plus, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make for lower payments. It's no wonder Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not.
Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense. It can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Get a great deal on your new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Superstore. Great selection, great factory financing and incentive, and great Maida Chevy savings on every new Silverado in stock. Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Clapping. That's not a no. That's a standing ovation. What? Says on Monday. Well, it says Monday it'll be 67. So
Okay, we're close. Closing in.
It's not even February yet.
Even February?
You know what?
I've had a lot of rain, a lot of gray skies. It's been cold.
We still should have another month and a half at least of this.
It's one day of it. That's fine.
You know what? I just realized I think you are in favor of global warming. I think you want it because you like this crazy hot weather.
67 is crazy hot.
No,
Yes.
but it's right around the corner. You start with 67 and the next thing you know, 90.
Wow, that's a jump.
And then 102.
Okay.
Every day
Let's
for
go.
30 straight days.
In February.
You're sweaty and lame.
Mm.
The Niners were sweaty and awesome after their game against the Packers. And Tristan Thompson has been suspended 25 games for violating the league's anti-drug program. Sorry, that just came up. That wasn't ADD.
Random.
It's of course Shams Charania. So he's suspended.
Wow. He'll miss the game against the Kings.
Well, goodbye 6-game winning streak or 8-game winning streak, Cleveland. Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland today. Yeah. Okay. Back to it.
Okay. Back to you.
No fracture for Debo.
Good. Great. Back to you.
You know, I agree.
Yeah.
So it is. He's questionable to play. You and I both agree. If the dude can play, he'll play.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what. I don't even want to know what they're
delayed.
I don't want to know what they're injecting him with. Did we just lose
Body's falling.
Yeah, the body's hit the floor. We just lost Harrison Domas behind me. So well, okay, first off, of course they can, but like, can the Niners win without Debo?
Yeah. But I think they run different plays. Because there's specific plays they run for him that he runs very well.
If you're Kyle Shanahan, obviously you're going to figure out at some point this week what's going on with him, but don't you at the very least put him in with like a giant flak jacket and just say, look, dude, you're like the 12th option and we need you basically to be a decoy.
If he's cleared to play?
Cleared to play,
well, then
but
he's
like,
playing.
But like, he's cleared to play, but he's like one of one of his arms, like he's just like not right.
Then he's not cleared to play.
And then, I mean, but is it better to have and I'm meaning this in like the true form of the word, is it better to have a lame Debo Samuel out there decoying than no Debo Samuel and like Juwan Jennings getting the
I mean, he can't be a true decoy in which at some point you're like, they never gave him the ball. He's not even an option.
Right.
If it's taken away, that's something different. But yeah, he's one of their better offensive players.
So you're saying if you're Brock Purdy, he's been hit a few. He's been hit a few times. If you're Brock Purdy, you're saying you'd rather have you need Debo Samuel to be healthy enough to play. To
have an impact.
Decoy's not going to cut it.
Not enough, no. Because then you got a more than capable 100% receiver that you could put in there. Now, it's not the same as far as when each guy's right, but yeah, I mean, I think the Niners can do it without Debo, but I don't think you do that. Like, if he can play, you put him in the lineup and play.
So who is the most, in your opinion, important part of this game for the Niners? Is it Brock Purdy or is it Christian McCaffrey?
Well, it's one of the two. I don't know I mean, it's tough to go against the quarterback just because of the nature of the position, but I don't know of a game where Christian McCaffrey has had like a great game and they've lost.
Obviously, if Brock Purdy has a disaster game like he did against the Ravens, they're going to lose. Doesn't matter. But average game for Purdy, great game for McCaffrey. Average game for McCaffrey, great game for Purdy.
I think they win both.
You think they win both?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're making it worse. You can't.
Purdy might not be healthy.
Yeah.
Based on our cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
The last matchup between these two teams, opening day of the 2021 season, the Niners won 41-33. That was
a huge lead in that game.
Yeah, and almost blew it, too.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that game. It was Dan Campbell and Jared Goff's first game with the Lions. You could say the Niners kind of helped. This is poetic. The Niners kind of helped launch.
Yeah, I guess.
That era.
They won like 3 games that year.
The backfield was DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. And TJ Hawkinson was in there as well as their leading receiver. They're all on different teams. And I got to be honest, I was really surprised that the Eagles were able to get DeAndre Swift that cheap. I was also really surprised they messed with their backfield at all. And then I was surprised that they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs as high as they did and played David Montgomery quite a bit.
And Montgomery ended up having a great year, like fantasy football-wise. I'm like, I would never take that guy.
No.
Montgomery, what does he ever do? And he had an awesome year.
He was whatever on the Bears.
Yeah.
You know, he was the Sammy Watkins special. He'd show up every 5th game, and you never knew which one it would be. He's had a great year with the Lions. So I guess they kind of know what they're doing. But, man, for a lot of – that whole thing seemed incredibly mismanaged to me in their backfield. And you may remember, and part of it also was emotional for me, I think, from an emotional standpoint, maybe not a logical standpoint. You may remember them on Hard Knocks and the picture of just how like bought in Jamal Williams was, like crying on like how much of an honor it is to be a Lion, how they're going to change the culture and did it. I was really, and by the way, he scored like 97 touchdowns. I was really surprised they got rid of him, let him go somewhere else, but it worked out.
Yeah. And so they're, I mean, basically a different team than that. The Niners, for the most part, are pretty similar. There's some tweaks, but I think back to that game, it was game 1. Jimmy G was the starter, but it was Trey Lance that scored the first touchdown of the season.
Yeah.
Those guys are both gone. It's now Brock Purdy's team. He was in college then. And then you go, McCaffrey still wasn't even a Niner, but the rest, I mean, Kittle and Ayuk and Debo, there's some obviously similarities for the 49ers.
That is crazy. Trey Lance scored the first touchdown of the year, and Jimmy G was the starter. That does not seem that long ago.
It's
but
not.
God,
and Purdy was a senior in college.
Man, how quickly. Who? I would take you back to like the day before the Niners made the move with the Dolphins to grab that 3 pick for Lance. If I'd have told you what the next 3 years would entail when it involved the draft, the quarterback, and then who would end up being like when you go, but we're too close to it. But golly, when you go back and look like, oh, they made this crazy move to get the number 3 pick. Then they draft a guy that's like barely going to play for them at all and will end up being, traded to Dallas for a 20th round pick. And then they grab Mr. Irrelevant, and that's the guy that beats out the number 3 pick and the incumbent starter who like hung around on the team like a dog that's just too old. You know what I'm talking about? And here we are. Brock Purdy was top 5 in pretty much every relevant quarterback category this year. He's 20-5. He's never not been to an NFC championship game in his entire career as a starter. That is as Mahomesian a start. In fact, I got to go back and look. Did Patrick Mahomes win 20 of his first 25? I don't even think he did. Maybe he did, but I don't think he did.
Yeah.
Like Sean Salsbury talked about it. I don't want to keep bemoaning the point, but hey, why not? The most common thing I hear now is it's not that we're rooting against Purdy. It's that we're rooting against Niner fans. They're obnoxious. Well, okay. But Sean said it best, and we've said it before, Jason, ad nauseum. If Brock Purdy was the one drafted 3rd, and Trey Lance was the one that was drafted Mr. Irrelevant, we'd all be lining up the Hall of Fame bus for Brock Purdy. We'd be talking about all the records and this and that. He should be the greatest story in football right now.
Yeah, you asked Sean and others, we see it. I think it was one of the graphics up here on one of the morning shows. They said, is Brock Purdy the weak link for the 49ers? Like that just question is being asked. And
yes.
My counter to anybody that is asking or pondering that question, what do you want in a quarterback? And so whatever your answer to that is, my question would be, what box is Brock Purdy not checking off? Because if it's, I need my quarterback to win.
Yeah.
Okay, he does that. I want stats. Well, I mean, it's not every single game that it's light, but there's plenty of games where his stats are really good. And as you said, he's in top 5 in a bunch of the quarterback statistics.
It's not every major statistic he's in the top 5 or leading.
So then it's, all right, the next one, he's won a Super Bowl. Fact, sure. Okay,
Yeah,
but
right.
then let's penalize Tua and Burrow and Herbert and Josh Allen. I mean, like a lot of people.
Right.
So I don't understand. I really don't. And I'm not here saying he's the best quarterback I've ever seen. That's not it either. But I don't understand it. Just the extreme. I feel like he's being graded in a way that others aren't for some reason.
That's the thing. He is. And you'd think, if anything, you're talking about a guy who's number 1 in QBR, who's number 1 in quarterback rating, who's number 3 in touchdowns, who is number 5 in yards, who is, what would he be here? We'll call it number 3 in because Mason Rudolph and Jake Browning technically haven't, they didn't play much. Number 2 in, or number 3, I should say, in completion percentage, like number 1 in yards per attempt. Like he should be getting the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, he's Mr. Irrelevant. He's so good. But instead it's like, he's Mr. Irrelevant. He sucks.
Well, and the other part too is because we've seen the comparison with this team, I think some of it is like, well, he's got a great line. He's got a great receivers, an all-world running back. True.
Yeah.
But Jimmy G did too. And
Yes.
I think that was part of the critique. Like, well, some of the games he did not have stats. Like, he threw for 118 and a win. Well, Jimmy's a winner. Yep. He won a lot of games. So is Purdy, but he's doing it, I think, more statistically sound. And the plays look different. I think, again, I'm going to go to his superpower, the processing of the blitz, the coverages. He's really elite at. Now, there are better arms, but in the same game where I didn't think he was great Saturday, he had a couple of throws that were gorgeous. I mean, the first touchdown to Kittle was beautiful.
Yes.
Now, there are other ones he probably should have been picked a couple times. I mean, that's the nature of the position.
Was Isaac Bruce good?
Yes.
Was Marshall Faulk good?
Yes.
Was
very
Torrey
good.
Holt good?
Very good.
I could probably name off the top of my head 5 or 6 other Hall of Famers or potential Hall of Famers that played around Kurt Warner.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Warner. I never heard this.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice, pretty good. Roger Craig, pretty good. Tom Rathman, pretty good. Dwight Clark, pretty good. That whole offensive line, pretty good. Joe Montana was trash.
Yeah.
I've never heard this. Now,
Right.
granted, there's guys like Mahomes, and you could also say Brady when it came to skill positions. Like Brady's best running back was probably Corey Dillon. Like he had the Moss year, but most years, and no offense to our guy Dante Stallworth, but he was doing it with Rob Gronkowski, Dante Stallworth, and a couple of other solid guys. Up until this year, Patrick Mahomes had the whole Tyreek Hill thing. Yeah. He had Kareem Hunt in the backfield. He had that defense. But you go through almost every championship. Oh, hey, Peyton Manning, he had Marshall Faulk, he had Reggie Wayne, he had Marvin Harrison, he had Dallas Clark, he had Jeff Saturday. Oh, he's a game manager.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I don't either.
It absolutely blows my mind, but you know what? The more motivation, the better. The Sacramento Kings swept the Hawks this year. What do you know? That's something we don't get to say all the time. And we got Brooks and Dunn tickets for you as well in the next segment. Don't go away. We'll hear from Domantas Sabonis post-game as well. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Grab the keys to a new, fuel-efficient Toyota. Head into the new year with more peace of mind and Toyota's legendary reliability. Get to your local Toyota dealer today and shop Toyota's entire lineup of 16 hybrid and electrified vehicles to choose from. Right now, get low 1.99% APR plus $2,500 bonus cash on the all-electric 2023 PC4X. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium-rated credit. Ends 1/31/24.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Makes you want to take a tie, turn it into a headband. You know, like when you
start the montage.
Right. Get in the garage, hit the heavy bag. I remember about twice a year I'd get pumped up as a little kid and do something like that.
Twice a year?
Just you'd see something like a Jean-Claude Van Damme montage where he goes from me to cut over a 4.5 minute song.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot of work, though.
All he's doing, though, dude, is the one that really got me was the Rocky IV montage, where there's no weights whatsoever. He's lifting a tree. He's doing pull-ups on the roof while his legs are. So I'm I have enough stuff around the house just becoming Adonis. So I'd go grab here's some bricks from the side of the house, a couple of paint cans. And I'd do it for 5 minutes, and then I'd be I'm tired.
Meanwhile, Stallone's just juiced to the gills.
That's right. Yeah. I didn't. 7-year-old Carmichael Dave didn't realize he needed the needle.
Yeah, you're I'm going back in and eat a brownie.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going inside. Meatloaf.
Yes. There's the chili.
There is the chili. On day 3 of chili leftovers, dude. And
I know you are.
I got a couple of. When I get home, a couple of ballpark Franks waiting for me. gonna do the old trick where you drop them in the tall pint glass, put some water in, put them in the microwave for 3 minutes. Kind of steams them weirdly. Okay. Pop them in the bun, a little chili on top.
Cheese?
Well, here's where it gets really fat.
Sour cream?
No. Cheese. No, you're right.
Okay.
Here's what I do, though. It's just too honest. So I do, imagine the hot dog in the bun.
Yeah.
The chili on one side. The other side.
What goes over there?
Bacon-flavored cheese whiz just packed on the other side.
You wouldn't put chili over there too and then put that on top of that?
You could.
Okay.
I just kind of like the way it looks.
Okay.
It's like a chili.
I guarantee
it's like I remember the light cycles in Tron. It's like one's chili and one's a cheese, but it's bacon-flavored cheese whiz.
You got sausage arms and cankles.
At some point, I need to quit eating like a teenager.
No. You've got only like a few years left. Then you have to go cold turkey.
Right? Yeah.
When is the deadline, Chris?
Huh?
Well, isn't that dying? That's how you go cold turkey. Just that's it.
Oh, so you get like 3-4 years of that.
And then you just cut it off completely.
I feel like I'm right around the corner from just kicking everything and just getting healthy.
You do?
I do. I feel the call of the wild. Like, yeah. But then I also wonder, like, then there's part of me, I'm not gonna lie. We gotta move on. I'm not gonna lie though, there is a part of me that's like, are you just too old for it? Like, is it
too late?
Do you just give up? Like, can you really in your 40s, can you really go from, chubby checker to fat? Like, not fat, cut. Like, can you go from being a chubs to being like, hey, look.
If you talk to Tristan Thompson, he might be able to help you out.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything though. I don't want to do any needles. I want any shortcuts.
How are you gonna do it?
Well, I got a really nice one of them, Peloton bikes in the garage that is a clothes hanger. Has been forever.
Okay.
This is how they make the money too. We pay $50 a month for the service.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been ridden in a year, but we're still, if we stop the service, we're gonna. And then I got a tonal at home, right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Dust.
100% dust. Yeah. So I got everything I need. I like protein shakes.
Okay.
I like chicken breast and broccoli and edamame. I don't mind the eating part of it. It's just I get
chili
home.
Dogs are waiting.
Right. Thank you. And then look,
Triscuits
and the summer sausage.
Yeah.
And Deep Space Nine reruns. And falling asleep. Yeah. I should be getting home and like on a fasting stuff. I haven't eaten in a while. I should be getting home, going for a run, getting my workout in, and then maybe take a nap after my protein shake.
Yeah.
And my multivitamins and stuff.
You were doing the workout stuff for a while.
I was.
A while back.
Yeah, I was, and I enjoyed it. But it's like trying to grow my hair out. You have to get it. You have to go through the 6 months to a year where it's in that weird phase like Nate's is right now, where you got the wings when you wear a hat.
Yeah.
And then eventually I can't ever get that far because it gets too itchy and hot. It's the same thing with working out. They say you're supposed to get 6 months and then you start seeing the results and you're like, oh, this feels good. And then you're addicted. I can't, I get to the, this hurts.
I don't think I've ever gotten addicted.
Right. But you see all these people, they're super addicted to it. Like they get the runner's high.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people that are in the gym. And then sometimes I think, well, maybe what it is I'm doing it on my own. Like, what if I had I need to meet a group of buddies and we all go to the local gym. It's like, what's up, Chuck? Hey, Chad. Hey, Kenny. And then we all work out. We do things like you could do it and push. Yeah. We're all just workout buddies and we keep each other accountable. We share recipes.
You need an accountability buddy.
Buddy. I do. Or you all go in and you just push each other and you share your gains and you're like this
or losses.
Right.
Yeah.
But instead it's just me and my French bulldog in the garage while I'm
thinking about chili cheese
dogs. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna be fat.
So close.
King sweep the Hawks. Let's hear from DeMontis Sabonis, who talked post game after I believe he was late in the beam last night, wasn't he?
No, but he was right next to You'll hear who's lighting the beam.
That's what I meant. He was right next to the beam.
It's
lighter.
disgusting.
Domas Sabonis says, slipped on a head.
What do you say?
He'll say who does it. Yeah.
Said, Domas, we were talking about how important it is to get back into this win column. How beneficial was 3 full days between games for you and your teammates?
It was great. Got to work on our games, and really watch film and just really dissect what we've been doing wrong to finish games. So, it's great to get a win before this crazy long road trip.
Well, one of the things that certainly haunted the Kings in the last game was the missed free throws. Tonight, proud to report 24 of 27.
That's a record for sure.
That's 89% for the Kings. That's uncharted waters. Yeah. How good does it feel to be rewarded after, this hard work and kind of everybody at the midpoint of the season, I think, kind of refocusing?
Yeah, of course. It's great to come back here. The fans haven't had a win in a while, so we're just happy to light the beam. JaVale's lighting it right now. Look at it.
All right. JaVale. Boy, he lit the place up on that drive, didn't he?
Sure, yeah, he did.
That was spectacular. So JaVale is going to be the one who triggers the beam indoors, and that will accelerate right up through the roof and outdoors as well. And the crowd reacting. A full 360 spin move. Nice job there, huh? Domas, let's talk quickly about what lies ahead. The longest road trip of the season. Everybody has to go through it. It's going to be 7 games, and 1 back-to-back included. What are you thinking now as you start thinking about the Warriors on Thursday night?
We have 2 days before the road trip, so that's good. We got to take advantage. We got to rest our bodies, and mentally prepare. It's going to be a long time from our homes, our families, our own facility. We just got to lock in and get wins.
14 points, 21 rebounds. I think it's the 3rd time this year to have 20 or more boards, 6 assists, a couple of steals for you tonight.
Sure.
Are those numbers okay in your mind?
It ends with a W, so we are happy. Finally. Oh, my God.
Well, we thank you for your time. I want one quick thought before you get away, Domas.
Yeah.
How good to see Harrison Barnes go for 32 tonight.
It's amazing. We did a great job of finding him. He's probably the most professional guy on the team. He stays ready, so it's on us to get him going every night.
All right. Thanks so much for your time. Let's go on the road and get a few more.
Yeah, let's do it.
We should have G-Man on at some point soon because we haven't had him on first off in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, what we've never talked about? Packing habits. When you're going out on a road trip like that and you've got to wear a suit every night, I'm always curious, how do you do it?
You know what? He'll tell you if we have him on, when we have him on. I know one of his biggest challenges. Remember when he used to do racing?
Yes.
Indy racing.
Yes.
And so he might have been on a trip like they just had the last road trip. So let's say he was with the Kings and they're in Milwaukee and wherever else they were, Detroit, like just some really cold cities.
Yeah.
But in between, he may have a race in Florida.
Right.
So he's packed. I mean, it was usually like a 2-bagger for him, 2 bags or 3. And it's suits, it's warm clothes, it's maybe sunshine clothes, race gear. That truly was planned packing for sure.
And somehow they end up all the one I really honestly, listen, we can talk about gender equity and blah, 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 blah. The one I really feel bad for is Katie because it's a lot different. You can get away with wearing the same sport jacket, different shirt, different. She's got these dresses and outfits that have to be completely different. Right. The shoes, the outfit itself, all the crap that goes. Maybe we should ask her too.
Yeah, she's on tomorrow. You're right for Draper or Mark or G-Man. They could bring on the 7-game trip maybe 2 suits, with 7 different shirts.
No one would ever know. Yeah. No one would ever know. Yeah. With Katie, if she wore the same thing the first game and then wore it the last game, Twitter would be abuzz. Yeah. Can't believe she repeated outfits. Yeah. Take a break. See, that's not fair.
Buzz.
I wouldn't. That's why reason number 900 beyond talent that I could never be a broadcaster. I wouldn't be able to pack. I wouldn't have the energy. I'd have to get myself a $99 tune-up by my friends at American Energy to come in and make sure everything was done right. But wait. It's not $99. That's what it normally is. For another less than a week, you can get a free HVAC diagnostic from our good friends at American Energy. A+ Better Business Bureau rating, serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. They'll come in, they'll test the system, the connections, all the moving parts to make sure that everything is functioning properly. That's American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Make your appointment now at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch tonight, including some maneuverations, perhaps, in the standings. We'll do all that next.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high-commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
On the putting green, when someone doesn't get their putt to the hole, someone else is bound to say, "Hit it, Alice." But who is Alice, and what did she do to get immortalized in a golf insult? Well, it turns out that Alice isn't a she, Alice is a he. It's Alice as in the late Peter Alice, the famous English golf broadcaster. He was a pretty good touring professional, and at the 1963 Ryder Cup, Alice played Arnold Palmer and Tony Lima, having with Lima and beating Palmer. At some point in that match, Alice, for whom putting was not a strength, badly missed a 3-foot putt. Someone in the gallery yelled out, "Nice putt, Alice." Alice explained that the BBC, where he did golf commentary, played a large part in burning the phrase into public consciousness. "I was never renowned for putting," he explained, "therefore I was an easy target for British comedy programs." Alice later gave golf lessons to Sean Connery for his match as James Bond in Goldfinger. So the next time you utter, "Hit it, Alice," just remember Peter Alice. May he rest in peace. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Awesome. Hey, babe, can you check the front door? My package is here.
Yeah, on it. Hey, are we still watching our show tonight?
New episode on Prime? You bet. That reminds me, let's hit Whole Foods this afternoon. We need snack supplies.
From package deliveries to entertainment and even fresh groceries, Amazon is in front of hundreds of thousands of customers every single day. Imagine what you could do if your business had that kind of reach. It's not a dream. Right now, you can take advantage of Amazon's expansive network to benefit your business. Unlock expert insights and tap into the full potential of Amazon. Simply text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105 now. Make the smart move. Text DIGITAL to 916-766-5105. Put the power of Amazon to work for you. Text DIGITAL, that's DIGITAL, to 916-766-5105.
Time to get your tickets for the Sacramento Sports Hall of Fame celebration, February 4th at Thunder Valley. Inductees include Matt Barnes. Go to Ticketmaster.com.
Black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
You never know who's listening. Guy we haven't had on in a while. We need to get on. He's so busy, though. Mark Jones checking in on the personal text line based on our last segment talking about packing.
Yeah.
Said my accessorizing game is all first team. And I believe it.
Yeah.
King of the accessories. Mark.
Well, he's a traveler all the time.
Yeah, and so there's
he's going to do that college football to NBA.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's guys that do the job and they do the standard, they always look good. They've got the suit, the tie. It's it's pretty standard.
Right.
And then you have like, and then on the other end of the spectrum, you have like Clyde Frazier, who's like signature.
Right.
Mark's like in the middle. Like he's certainly not Clyde, but Mark looks like extra good. Like Mark's got
he puts effort into it.
You can tell he put serious effort into it. That's a respectable job. It's not just the standard, black suit, gray suit. He's going for it.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You got to appreciate that.
Always looks good.
What to watch tonight? Well, let me tell you. Jazz and Pelicans. Will they be the Pelicans tonight? I don't know.
I guess we root for the Jazz. Kings are closer to the Pelicans, right?
Yeah. Pelicans 25-18. Jazz at 500. New Orleans favored by 6.5. The Thunder are hosting the Blazers, and you'd think they're right there. They're right on the heels. That top three is.
If they win, they're tied for first.
Lakers, Clippers, and the Battle of Los Angeles. Jason Ross.
No LeBron.
Clippers are favored by 9.5. No
Who has home court?
The Clippers.
Oh, big deal there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lakers are just 6-14 on the road.
Yes.
Unless I'm actually. Oh nope. Sorry, I thought I was looking at the scoreboard and I'm like, I didn't see it in the normal place. I'm like, wow, I'm surprised that piece of crap game's not on some national. And then I saw it's on TNT. Because of course it is.
Yep. Battle of LA. You got a Battle of New York too.
Nets and Nets. Nets and Knicks. Nets at home. The Knicks, the road favorite. You keep hearing these rumors. This is silly season. There's rumors everywhere, but God, is Mikal Bridges if he's available. You want to talk about like if I don't even think it's realistic, but it's like if you could pick a guy in the NBA realistically to add to this team. I'm not talking about Embiid or Jokic. I'm talking about a guy that like you could see a road where you get this person without giving up your core, and I don't even know that that's my guess is that if the Kings wanted Mikal Bridges, the price would probably be at least Keegan and 2 picks. But if we lived in a world where it was, whatever, and 3 picks, I think Mikal Bridges might be the guy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always joke about Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is way too
Throw
early.
him in.
Yeah, there you go. Just throw him in. Mikal Bridges is that type right there, that 3-and-D guy. His work ethic is off the chart.
But he can also score. I mean, like that.
Absolutely.
I think where everybody's looking at what he does defensively, but he's a good scorer.
And I know it looks like he's going to, the rumor is he's going to the Lakers.
Bridges?
No. I'm sorry. I switched without putting on the brakes. I'm talking about DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
That's another guy that I really, really, really like that. If they were able to add a guy like DeJounte Murray, and some people rightfully, when that comes up, go, well, the guy sucks at defense. No, he doesn't.
No, he was on an all-defensive team before.
Yes, he was. And if you look at it's just he's on Atlanta.
Right.
They don't care about defense, so he gets dragged down, just like guys like Lauri Markkanen. No offense to him, but he's a little protected playing next to Walker Kessler and I think Rudy Gobert for a year before that, wasn't it? I think so. When you're playing next to a super defensive guy, it's going to, all ships raise the cream to the top, whatever.
That's the same.
That's the same. But DeJounte Murray is a guy that damn near averaged a triple-double 2 years ago, is still relatively young, and has everything about this guy you hear about. They were talking about the broadcast last night. Great, I think it was Kyle was bringing it up, as a matter of fact. Great person, great work ethic, obsessed with the game, gym rat, film rat, and obviously has the numbers. Now, again, I don't know what you'd have to give up, and that's always the context. But again, if that's the kind of guy you could add to this team, and not give up a major piece, and not totally kill your draft picks off. Just saying that. Put my name in the hat there.
Yeah, I think when you're adding guys of that stature, of that name ability, and that have kind of been leaders of teams, I think there's a challenge a little bit in that too. Like, are you taking them to be a piece for the Kings or the piece? And when you've kind of been the piece, that's a difficult adjustment. And I wonder, like, just a hidden thing with that was Siakam. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but he would have come here and been important. There's no doubt about it, but he's kind of been the main guy in Toronto at times.
Right.
And I think will be really important to Indiana. Not that he wouldn't be important here. I don't know. I wonder about guys like that have kind of been franchise pieces that when they come to the Kings, not that they can't be, but right now they've kind of established that Fox and Sabonis are.
Did you see the thing, by the way, on to your point? It was Chris Haynes. Did you see the comment he made a couple days ago about something else being up?
Yeah,
he's like, I'm not ready to go. I'm paraphrasing Chris, but I'll do him right. He's like, I'm not ready to go public with it exactly, but I need more sources, which is the responsible thing to do. But he was basically saying something else happened behind that. The Kings and Raptors were fairly close. Something happened behind the scenes to sour Siakam on playing in Sacramento, and the deal fell apart. I hope that gets followed up on. I would really love, because it did seem like that's weird that he'd be cool with re-signing in Indiana, but not here. And again, 100% speculation. I find it very difficult to believe that he wouldn't want to play in Sacramento or with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. It makes me wonder about something like the Kings weren't going to offer him the full max or something and made that clear. You're like, yeah, we'll re-sign you, but we're not giving you, whatever, $300 million or $250 or whatever. But I'd like to know the answer to that.
Which is interesting because I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to have those conversations.
Right. And that might be why it's incredibly, again, now we're speculating. I don't want to make it sound like they're doing something wrong. Just, I would like to know what that was and whatever it may be. 1-800-920-1140 right now. We've got country legends Brooks and Dunn coming to the Toyota Amphitheater this summer, and we have a pair of tickets for you courtesy of Live Nation. The Folsom Lake Honda hotline is open right now, 1-800-920-1140. Caller number 5 for De'Aaron Fox to win a pair of tickets to experience Brooks and Dunn June 8th at Toyota Amphitheater. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. We'll take a break. Styles and Watkins on their way in. We will cross-talk with them. We will do celebrity birthdays. We will wrap up the program, Jason Ross. We'll do it all next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
I like daffodils, tulips, the big dinner plate dahlias. I loved being in the garden, but I wasn't going to be able to because I couldn't not only walk, but I couldn't really stand on my foot without being in pain. It was excruciating. So my husband said, let's go to the Good Feet store.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Terry live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
This nice young man said, I think I can help you. He got the arch support and I was fitted. And I kept walking back and forth across the store. And I looked at my husband and burst into tears because it was the first time in a year that I have not had any pain in my foot. I have had no pain since the day I bought them. Now I can do whatever I want. There isn't any place on my property that doesn't have flowers blooming 365 days a year. I still can't believe it. My name is Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
For sore feet, aching back, knee, or hip pain, come to the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, or Vacaville.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than freshly baked and home-delivered crumble cookies.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
All right, ready to go? Yeah, let's go. Hey there, Alan. How are you doing?
Great, Dave.
Good to hear. What's new with you? How was your day?
Great.
All right.
The beam was lit.
Beam was lit. Thank you, Alan. Chris Watkins, what's going on, man? How was your day?
Good. Well, bad. I mean, kind of in between. I don't know yet. It's just the start of it.
Yeah, like that. Like that a lot. Well, Alan, thanks for checking in.
Yep.
Chris, thanks for checking in. Today is National Pie Day. Let me just ask you this. Cake or pie?
Cake.
I agree, but asterisk. Like, if it's cake and fruit pie, yes. If it's cake and but cream pie, like chocolate cream pie with like the whipped creamy on top and the little ruffles of chocolate, scruffles. The little
scruffles.
When you take the knife and you go fling and it makes a little thing.
Yeah, it curls up.
The little curls of chocolate. Yeah. So,
what's going on with these guys?
I don't know, man.
Mike is backwards.
I mean, what happened? You guys are rushing in. You're late.
We just have so much for the show today.
We just prepping
Content.
Just the content kings are here.
Yeah. You guys playing Shoots and Ladders in the Jock Lounge again?
You know what they call us? Yeah. The bad boys of the midday.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Bad boys of the midday.
Many have
I've got the shirt. As a matter of fact, out the way.
That's right.
I had something for you, Chris Watkins.
Yeah.
It wasn't the view you ended up with. It was actually the second view where your head was the tiny one at the top left when you were messing with the Twitter highlights. That was the one. You went with the second best one.
Yeah.
You went with the second best one.
One where I was just on top
because we don't. You were right about it. We don't. When you're running through highlights, we don't need to see you.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. But we could hear you. But I like that you were screwing around with. I was watching Chris's post game last night.
Oh, I almost did a walk by.
Yeah, he was.
You
really?
should have. Yeah, you should.
I've done it once.
Yeah.
The funny thing about his post games is it looks like he's in front of a green screen until you notice that there's people walking behind him. Yeah. But it actually looks like a fake arena behind him on Twitter.
It took me a while to get to that spot.
Yeah. It's
messed
a good
around
spot.
with a couple different spots. Yeah, you got to find a nice balance of like static, like you're saying, like it looks like it's fake, but at the same time, because I was on the floor to start the year and just way too much movement. People picking up the floors, people taking free throws. They're trying to do their job, and I'm like, I'm just in the way.
Back in the olden days, we used to have a boss that would like make us do post game stuff.
Do you remember bosses?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And when I would do the post game, like I started messing with, telling you, man, you start displaying, you display your screen. You have all kinds of fun.
Dangerous.
Do a little hashtag so people can ask you questions post game, and then that kills all the time right there. Yeah. Freddie and.
Alan's the jingle king.
Are you
self-proclaimed?
Yeah.
Content king, jingle
king.
That's why you like Jingle All the Way so much.
Yes.
How do we?
man.
How do we write that he's the jingle king?
Well, he told us he was.
And I did a jingle last night.
Oh, I missed that.
Unconfirmed.
When?
Yeah.
Who was there? I did a jingle.
Yeah.
You did do a jingle.
I did
That's
a
right.
jingle.
It was about the dinner.
And it was
At the dinner.
Mm-hmm. Was I there?
You were over it by that point.
Oh. Was I? I was listening.
You and Whitey, we've had enough.
Okay.
So you just said it. Like, you saying you're the jingle king on the same staff as Whitey Gleason is quite the statement.
Ooh, yeah.
That's true.
Because Whitey's the one that coined the crumble cookies.
Yeah.
Crumble cookies, they're so good. Your taste buds wish you would.
On the fly, like that.
Off the top of his head, y'all.
Yeah.
He's the one that he's had many a King's song, some of which he's been in trouble for before.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Do you remember the jingle you used?
It was, it was just something off the top of my head because we had,
good dinner yesterday.
We had a good dinner.
What was the dinner?
And it was ribs and mac and cheese. And I said,
usually not that quality.
and I just said, if you please, get on your knees for ribs and mac and cheese. It wasn't that.
It wasn't that? Oh, it was the one you used not airworthy?
No.
It's
off the top.
So. Gotcha. So it was so good you don't remember.
Yeah, I just made that one up now,
Off the top of your head.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. They say they don't want Brock Purdy with dreadlocks. Maybe if he was De'Aaron Fox. There you go.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's great.
I don't know about that one.
No. Okay. Basically, there was this Niner fan who said it was a video of Brock walking in, and the Niner fan said, "No gold chains. There's no gold chains, no baggy pants, no dreadlocks, just classy."
That's right, just classiness.
And that, my friend, is why people hate the Niners.
Yeah, 100%. Because if he had the dreadlocks and he had the bow, that's a thug.
Yeah.
And we don't want any.
We don't want
thugs.
any of those.
No.
We like classiness. You know, man of God.
Right.
Yeah.
No, there are 100% no dog whistles there whatsoever.
Zero.
No.
It's just saying what he likes
Just
for quarterback.
saying.
He's quarterbacky. He's quarterbacky.
Well spoken. Yes, like that one. High football IQ.
Yeah. Grinder.
Quarterback. Team guy.
Sneaky athletic. Same versus Lamar.
Right here.
Lamar, the guy who should be a wide receiver.
That's right.
Wait till he moves to there.
Yeah. Can I just say, Rock already had dreads and be awful. Like, let's go.
Somebody I reposted it and somebody put dreads on Brock Purdy. I said I was waiting for that.
Yeah, look.
Terrible.
Yeah. Great. Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Family and friends are meant to be spent with birthdays, and nothing says birthdays better than Crumble Cookies.
Yeah.
Did we get Crumble Cookies yesterday?
We did not.
Oh. What?
I know.
I think I have to go on vacation for there to be Crumble Cookies.
Really?
It just literally happened every time that I'm out.
Are you talking about at Golden One Center or coming
Here.
in here? Yeah. That's a great point. We haven't seen them in a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
That's the last cutter.
I stopped asking.
Yeah.
I stopped asking.
Well, it doesn't matter. We each get like a half of one before the sales staff gets it. Yeah. That's
Vultures.
Vultures. I'll tell you after. I think that's what you said. I thought I start with an F. Let's just leave it there.
Okay.
Yeah. Celebrity birthdays.
Let's do it. I'm going to start with his first name and see if we get anywhere with this. Chesley.
Buttigieg. Isn't that Pete Buttigieg's husband, Chesley?
Okay. No.
Seriously, no.
I'll say the nickname that everybody knows him by. American hero, Sully.
Sullenberger.
Yeah, his name is Chesley Sullenberger.
He's older now.
Sully Sullenberger celebrating a birthday today. Landed the plane on the Hudson. Saved lives.
Yeah, he's 72.
72. Okay.
76.
Okay.
75.
83.
Carmichael Dave the closest. 73.
That's right. I said 72.
Chesley?
I like that name.
I don't.
You don't like Chesley?
I like a good name.
Would you prefer checkers? No?
Turn them on.
No.
Sorry. That was my one favorite.
Happy birthday to former Sacramento Kings. Still lives in the area.
Chasten. That's Pete Buttigieg's husband. I was, come
Cool.
on, Chasten.
Thank you.
Chasten.
Thank
Glad we got there.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
I was
Sorry.
wondering.
That was gonna
Happy
bother me.
birthday to former Sacramento King. Still lives here. The great LaSalle Thompson.
Hey!
Tank.
Ooh.
No, God. He is 65.
62.
64.
63.
We have a correct answer. Oh, we got confidence in here. It's in that room. Chris Verlaud. 63.
Yes!
Wow. Good guess.
Happy birthday to Jeff
Bagwell.
Harbell.
Talk money!
Goldblum. I'm going to say his last name, and we'll see if anybody can spell it. Samardzija.
Shards.
I think it's Zija.
Moron.
No, I was so sick of every time Jeff Samardzija, he would be pitching, right? And
You know
every
he used
time,
to go to Notre Dame.
Oh my goodness! You know, Bobby's such a good athlete. I don't care. They're hitting tanks off him. I don't want to hear about his wide receiver stats at Notre Dame.
He was really good, though.
He could catch it over the middle.
Well, he picked the wrong sport.
He sure did.
Wow.
How old is he today?
Is he 30?
As we
Is he 35?
Is he?
35.
He's not. He's actually 39.
Oh,
37.
Big 4-0.
Oh,
4-0. Guys, we have a correct answer. And it belongs to Carmichael Dave, 39.
Wow.
Happy birthday to Mariska Hargitay.
Mariska.
Don't ever disrespect Benson like that. All right.
That's your show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you better get this right.
Mariska.
I'm gonna go under. Yeah.
Oh.
Hello. You know.
Benson. Shout out Benson. Shout out Law and Order, the Law and Order universe. SVU,
That's her
Criminal
name,
Intent.
Benson?
Yeah. Olivia Benson.
Who is she on Benson?
That's her name on the show.
Oh.
Olivia Benson.
I thought he was talking about
This is so crazy.
That's what you said, though.
That's her name on the show.
Oh, I've never seen the show.
Sergeant.
I was like, was she like a little girl on Benson?
You do not listen.
No, I 100%
just went through this whole like,
I don't know, man.
shout out Law and Order, SVU.
And then how are you looking that up and not seeing the age? How are you doing that?
Because I don't look. I swear to God.
Dave doesn't see it.
He wouldn't remember.
I don't see age.
I think this is a tough one, but I'm gonna go with 62.
Wow, that's so disrespectful. 55.
60?
58.
We have a correct answer. Carmichael Dave again.
You know what?
60.
But here's the thing. I
Why?
didn't want, because that's why. Because it's going to be like, well, he left. I didn't want to win that one. On my kids, I didn't.
I believe you.
Stop bringing your kids into your
No,
season.
it's for the kids, all right? I didn't look. I thought she was on Benson.
Happy birthday, Larry
Kruger.
David.
Yeah.
So quick.
Larry. Yeah, I'm going to go with Larry David, too.
Yeah.
That's our, where we okay. Former
Bird.
NBAer.
Nance.
Bird.
Bird.
Larry Hughes.
Wizards great.
Yeah, Wizards great. Larry
This is like the third best Larry in the NBA.
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a good one.
O'Brien.
Oh, yeah, Larry O.B.
Number one.
Larry Hughes.
Larry Rozier got turned trade.
Larry. 45.
Larry means something
I like
completely
that.
different.
I like that.
That's on Urban Dictionary.
I like that.
Yeah.
47.
Who are you doing?
Oh, Larry Hughes.
Larry. Let's see here. He's 43.
45.
2 45s, 43, and a 47. We have an exact answer in 3 in a row for Carmichael Dave. And Christopher Lott is there as well.
Wow.
No one's ever done 4 in a row.
No?
Ever.
I thought I did.
You got 3. No, we're going with you.
Oh, God, I love you, Dad.
All
Let's
right.
go.
So we have 2 left. Since you have 3 in a row, I'm going to let you pick which one you get to guess.
Okay.
And I'm just going to give you the first name. Nice. Julie or Richard?
Give me Richard.
Okay.
Give me
Dawson.
Richard, baby.
Richard Dawson.
Love-
Richard.
Big Rich.
Nixon. Heavenly birthday.
Richard Aurelia.
Richard Aurelia.
Richard Dean Anderson,
Oh,
also
God.
known as MacGyver.
Oh, this is you.
Oh,
yeah.
Julie Foudy, by the way.
Why is it me?
Because you're the old guy that watched TV in the 80s.
Well, you're the one in the MacGyver.
MacGruber.
MacGruber.
Whatever. Same
Richard
thing.
Dean Anderson. To try to go 4 in a row. The pressure's
Come on, Dave.
No one's ever done it.
73.
Oh, man.
73.
I said that.
Also?
Oh,
he's
ah,
I
Zots,
believe.
baby. Zots. Unite.
73, 2 73s.
95.
69.
Well, it's not a correct answer, but it's a win. 74.
Oh, it's one off. Does that count?
You needed a
Nope.
rubber
Yeah.
band, and you would have got it right.
It's coming up on the show today, guys.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have Chris Biederman at 11. Are the Kings we get back on the winning side of things, but are they upset with people like us in the media? Talk about
Oh, the thing with the thing that he said? Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
If he is, it's because he probably. Maybe you. Okay. House Watkins next. Bye-bye.
The 49ers earned the NFC's top seed.
On the first play of the game, CMC.